Dragon Ball getting stronger from signing in Chapter 121-140. Chapter 121 The Mother of God, Sun Wukong. Cut, Kakarot, you bastard. Vegeta got upset when Sun Wukong said it. I saw that they weren't that good when they practiced against Destroyer God, but it seems that he didn't at all. Do your best. And this person was still from Kakarot. Your strength and speed are stronger than Vegeta, but your shortcomings are also obvious. Chumo seemed to be walking around, very relaxed, and he was still not hit by Sun Wukong. What's the downside? Sun Wukong was taken aback. Just when Sun Wukong was distracted, Chumo suddenly increased his speed, flashed, fist hit Sun Wu hard. Empty chest. Bang. Sun Wukong flew upside down and smashed heavily on the boulder several hundred meters away. Damn it, it hurts. I said you don't need to use so much force. Sun Wukong clutched his chest, suffering from pain. Too cunning to actually distract him and then sneak attack on him. You are so naive. If I were your enemy, you would have died a while ago. Chumo said coldly, this is your shortcoming, you are too arrogant and naive, and you always treat your enemies with heart. Be soft-handed and put yourself in danger. When you are fighting, you always like waves, and you are killed by others. This is your most fatal flaw. Chumo is the most unhappy with Sun Wukong's virgin bitch. In the anime, he was even nearly killed by Frieza's little minions, which is quite embarrassing. Yes, this is Kakarot's shortcoming, he always likes waves. Vegeta was comfortable, which Chumo said was right. A pair of brothers and sisters. You're not the same, you have so many flaws. Sun Wukong whispered back. There are still a few days left, you should go to the spiritual time room to practice, and by the way, you will be treated like this. The new state is fully appreciated. Then slowly improve your shortcomings, otherwise you will encounter stronger opponents in the future. You will definitely suffer. Chumo suggested that, anyway, in their current situation, the Spirit Time House can no longer limit the number of entries. You can go in and practice anytime. Daytime limit has passed, and Wes came to Earth and brought a huge glass, like square. We're going to a strange place, so we have to ride this thing over there. And other people can too. Let's go together, is there anyone else going? Weiss said softly, You two have made great progress. In just a few days, you have made such progress again. Many. When Weiss saw Sun Wukong and Vegeta, his eyes suddenly lit up. I want to go. Bulma raised her hand and said that her husband had gone, and she wanted to see it too. Then Kaylin, Tianjin Fan and others also raised their hands together, there were more than a dozen people. But this is nothing to Weiss. Then let's go, Beerus-sama is in a hurry. Weiss said lightly. Under the leadership of Weiss, Bulma and others passed through the time-space tunnel for the first time, and they were immediately struck by the colorful inside. Sunlight attracts. Soon, Whis brought everyone to an infinite universe built in the middle of the 6th and 7th universes. On the star. Moreover, the decoration here is similar to that of the world's #1 martial arts venue on Earth, but the entire arena and the auditorium was separated by a layer of transparent barrier to prevent it from being affected by both sides of the battle. What is that? Krillin suddenly shouted. Hearing his words, everyone looked up, and 6 huge orange-red planets appeared in the distance. Each is no smaller than the Earth, and the whole body is bright and transparent, you can see some red stars in it. Star. This looks like Dragon Ball. Bulma said that she is most interested in Dragon Ball and is the first step in starting a legend. My god, there are such big Dragon Balls. Is this true? Sun Wukong shouted, it was the first time he had seen such a big Dragon Ball. I don't know how many times bigger than the Dragon Ball of planet Namek. Vegeta is also confused, such a big Dragon Ball, how big is that dragon? This is Super Dragon Ball. I was right, Wes. Chumo said suddenly, explaining for this group of illiterates. I didn't expect Lord Kane to tell you this too. Weiss glanced at Chumo, then looked at number 18, who was snuggled in Chumo's arms, and said in surprise, Super Dragon Ball. The summoned Super Dragon is very powerful, and all wishes can come true. Quote. Fresh Flowers _ Super Dragon Ball is made by the dragon god Salama, and its ability is naturally very powerful, claiming to be able to achieve any wish. The dragon god Salama, but the mysterious powerhouse of the universe, even the great priest, the father of Weiss, is very concerned about him. Respect. And its strength is not under the great priest, it is the top powerhouse in the universe, and there are special dragons and dragons. Ability of beads. Super Dragon Ball. Bulma and others looked like a country bumpkin, such a scene was really beyond her knowledge. Chumo is still very interested in this Super Dragon Ball, he also wants to use this Super Dragon to make a wish, let number 18. Can also have immortality. That's right, so Goku, you have to work hard to win the game. If you win, you can get Super Dragon Balls, and then you can. To make any wish. Weiss said with a smile. Chumo was just about to say something when a system prompt suddenly appeared in his mind. Ding! Now release a new sign in task, see the birth of the Super Dragon, and get the corresponding sign in gift package. Exclamation mark quote. When Chumo heard this, he felt relieved. This sign in task was very simple. But before he was happy, the system released a new sign in task. Ding! Post the second sign in mission, win the Destroyer Idol Pa, and get the corresponding sign in gift pack. It was the first time that Chumo had encountered 2 consecutive missions, but it was nothing to him. He can even beat Beerus, can't he beat Champa? A fat, goofy god of destruction. Okay, let's go down. Weiss said softly. Damn it, the architecture here is too bad. Who designed this? Chumo looked at the furnishings here and was very speechless. Could it be Vados from the 6th universe? Wouldn't it be so unprofessional? This is an angel beauty after all. But it's hard to say, big chest and no brains, that's how it came. Oh hey, do you feel the same way? This is designed by Mr. Champa himself. It's really not up to the standard. Weiss also looked contemptuous, and it could be seen that he didn't like this either. Thank you for visiting 5G SmallNet. Remember me, 5GXS. Chapter 122 Stingy Elephant Papa. You feel the same way, Chumo, it's rare that we think the same thing. Beerus watched Chumo and others come, and suddenly rejoiced, Chumo really spoke his heart. Che, you guys are really ignorant. Beerus, your level of appreciation is so poor. A voice followed, obviously disapproving of Beerus' words. Bulma and the others looked over and found one with purple skin and a similar appearance to Beerus. But the guy who has gained a few laps of weight is talking. The rest is a female angel dressed in a similar fashion to Whis, but looks very capable. Humph. Champa, your level is really bad, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. Beerus Nunazui, betrayed, Chumo very rudely. You think so too? Champa shifted his gaze to Chu, 557 inches Mo, and found several guys next to Beerus, 2 of them were from the top. The 2 powerful Saiyans I saw in Destruction Star. But the Saiyan standing at the front had a smile on his face, and his eyes kept staring behind him. Bardos. He ignore me. Champa was immediately upset, and Zanshin showed a trace of killing intent and stared at Chumo viciously. You really said that? Champa's tone was very unfriendly. The powerful actually forced the pass directly. Kaylin and others who followed Chumo suddenly felt heavy, as if they were carrying tens of thousands of kilograms of heavy objects. In this way, a sense of room breath hit. Even Sun Wukong and Vegeta felt the pressure on them, almost crushing them. Often strong. But Chumo seems to have nothing at all. Gently stepping forward, I blocked all the power of Champa. Come. Kaylin and the others breathed a sigh of relief, they didn't expect this chubby guy to be so strong, only one. The look in their eyes made them feel like they were dead. Then, they admired Chumo even more. It really deserves to be the strongest person on earth. Now Chumo has stood on the same level as the god of destruction. Chumo's smile has completely disappeared at this time, and he said with a cool face, "That's what I said, you. What can I do? The level of appreciation is terrible. If it wasn't for this beautiful angel sister helping you, I'm afraid you are already done. You're the worst god of destruction I've ever seen." Although Chumo has only seen 2 gods of destruction so far, Beerus is much stronger than this elephant. But Champa didn't know it. He thought that Chumo had seen 12 gods of destruction, but he became the 2 worst ones. Immediately, the anger came out of nowhere, and the powerful might of the god of destruction broke out of the body directly and shot straight into the sky. The distant planets began to collapse and explode, and dozens of planets disappeared in an instant. What a terrifying strength. Both Sun Wukong and Vegeta were shocked. They didn't expect the stupidity they saw last time on Destruction Star. The fat peer is actually so powerful. Originally, they thought that they were close to the god of destruction realm after they had practiced, but now they see. Come on, it's a lot worse. Chumo is still very strong, and he is not defeated by direct resistance. Sun Wukong and Vegeta also look at them with admiration. Chumo. The strength here has to be admired. Champa's aura was astonishing, but Chumo was not afraid and looked directly at Champa. The guy who caused the war, instead. A powerful air wave between the 2 exploded directly, and the originally sturdy platform was suddenly torn apart. Come. Sun Wukong and others quickly flew to the sky to avoid these huge gravel. You are so brave. Champa was very angry. He didn't expect his divine might to be ineffective. Chumo said with a faint smile, "It's normal, I'm not as shameless as you. If you don't agree, just use the identity of God to press you directly." People, are you planning to kill me yourself, fatty? Chumo didn't like this elephant paw. In the anime, this guy is like an idiot, incompetent, arrogant and prejudiced. At the Power Conference, Universe 7 was so helpful to him, but he still thought about how to kill all the players in 7th, then. With a vice expression, Chumo really has the intention to kill him directly, and then become the god of destruction of 6th UU himself. Hehe __. You. Champa was so mad that he was half dead, but he had no choice but to do it when he picked up his arms. But Vados came directly, and the magic wand was directly between the 2. Lord Champa, business matters, now is not a good time to fight. Vados's voice was very nice. Chumo couldn't help but look at number 18 beside him. They're all the same beauty, the same nice voice. He holds the same magic wand as Weiss, with light blue skin and a playful ponytail floating high. The face is so exquisite that it is amazing, and in terms of body and appearance, it is no less than Bulma and number 18. Well, yeah, let this guy go for now. As long as I win the game, the earth is mine. Champa immediately remembered the business, and immediately held back his anger. You want to win the game. I'm afraid it will be difficult. With me here, you are destined to have no chance. Although Chumo stopped, the object paw still looked disdainful. You bastard. Champa was so angry that he couldn't speak well, and looked at Chumo angrily. His dignified god of destruction in the 6th universe was actually looked down upon again and again, which really pissed him off. What are you? You are not convinced. After the game, let's practice. Lien. Well, that's it. I want to defeat you with my own hands and let you know the difference between God and man. How big? Champa said coldly, does this guy think that dignified humans can fight against gods? I'm fine, then we'll come back after the fight is over. I also want to see if you're good or not. Beerus is awesome. 1.2. Chumo sneered. This guy, Beerus, actually provoked a fight between him and Champa, which is really not cute. Hey, Vegeta, that guy who looks a lot like Beerus-sama is. When Bulma saw Champa for the first time, she couldn't help but wonder. Cerberus' twin brother, and the god of destruction in the 6th universe, Elephant Paw. Vegeta told Bulma what she knew. He's also a god of destruction. Hearing this, Kaylin and others were also confused. This god of destruction is too worthless, his figure is out of shape, and he has no godly temperament. The breath is there, it's terrifying. Chapter 123 The Battle of Women. Looking at your eyes, do you plan to take her together? After Weiss rebuilt the auditorium, number 18 asked quietly beside Chumo, with a hint of mischief in his eyes. Not yet. Chumo tells the truth, he really doesn't have that idea about Vados now, he just thinks that this is a strong man. And it's beautiful. Vados is different from Cain, she is a fighting type, unlike Cain just because of the power of time and space. So it is difficult to conquer her. Even Weiss has said that Vados is much more powerful than him. Alas, this seat is so hard, it's really bad. Bulma looked at the newly constructed auditorium with a look of disgust. Weiss spread his hands and said, "No way, that's what happened just now, it's none of my business." Humph, you like to sit or not, and no one is forcing you. Besides, you are not the protagonists, how many of them? It is. Champa was very upset, he carefully designed everything about 08, but he was disliked by others. Hey, we won't be like this, if it's my design, I'll let Weiss make this comfortable. Dressed. Beerus said dismissively, Weiss. Got it, Beerus-sama. Weiss smiled, then tapped the magic wand. Those hard steps instantly turned into soft, comfortable sofas, which is so cool not to. At this time, the players of the 6th universe came, strange shapes. This breath, Saiyan. And Vegeta were surprised. Surprised to find out. Among the 5 people in the 6th universe, 3 people are Saiyans. Yes, as Chumo expected, due to his appearance, the 5 high-ranking officers sent by the 6th universe. The hands also changed, and it was Hit, Gabe, Califra, Kale, and Frost. Are these 3 Saiyans from the 6th universe? Sun Wukong glanced at Yi, Liang Gabe, Caulifla, and Kair, and then said with a look of surprise. Chumo was also secretly surprised, and at this time, Hit and Caulifla were also looking at Chumo and them. That guy, no less than the god of destruction. The moment Hit saw Chumo, his expression changed. Before leaving, Vados said that there is a super powerful guy in the 7th universe, whose strength is no less than Baru's. Looking at it now, Hyder really feels that the other party is very strong. He feels both Sun Wukong and Vegeta. He is only slightly stronger than the opponent. When he saw Chumo again, he suddenly had a feeling of facing the mountains, where he did not know that Chumo was Vados. The one who reminded. You are Chumo, come on, let's decide the outcome first. Kair came out suddenly and looked directly at Chumo. Moreover, a powerful air wave suddenly erupted in his body. Under the impact of this air wave, Kling and others were all affected. So strong. Krillin suddenly became nervous. This 6th universe player really is not simple. Yamcha was also distressed. Originally, they thought that they and others could fight against each other. Now it looks like it's a lot worse. Kaylin and the others looked towards the arena together, only to see Kair, who was exuding grass-green arrogance, looking straight at him. Chumo. Super Saiyan. The Saiyan of the 6th universe. Can he turn into a Super Saiyan? It seems to be very similar to another transformation of Chumo. Tianjin fan, Keelan and others have seen another Super Saiyan state when Chumo and Beerus were fighting, and now. Seeing the flashing grass-green arrogance on Kair's body again, several people were stunned for a while. Haha, I'm surprised Beerus. We also have Super Saiyans in Universe 6, and I heard that they beat this one. It's so embarrassing to pass you. Champa's face is full of benefit when he sees Kling and others, surprised by Kale's power. Expression. He definitely didn't believe Beerus would lose to these Saiyans, must be the reason this guy slept too long. He tried it, but the strength of these Saiyans is very strong, but they will definitely not be his opponents. That's why he will fight with Chumo, and he has to personally measure the strength of this guy. Well, it's really strong. Is this the Super Saiyan of your 6th universe? It's surprising. Hearing Shampa's show, Beerus just replied in a flat tone. Chumo was able to beat him, and he took a lot of advantage, but not every Saiyan can beat him. These Saiyans are not even better than Sun Wukong and Vegeta. It is a dream to beat him. I don't know if it's like Pa foolishness, or on purpose. After hearing a casual remark from Bishops, he made his false sense. Pride was greatly satisfied. At the same time, he glanced at Kaylin, Tianjin Fan and others over there, and thought to himself, look at them. The reaction should have been frightened by Kale's violent violence. It seems that the 6th universe will win. In this case, the Earth of Universe 7 is mine, and Super Dragon Ball is also mine, ha ha ha. Thinking of this, Shampa was extremely happy. It turns out to be the legendary Super Saiyan, and he can still stay sane for a while. Your 260 is really powerful. Harmful. Sun Wukong looked at Kai's burning grass-green arrogance, and said with a look of amazement. Hey, it's too early to be surprised. Compliment, Caulifla said something proudly. Then her eyes fell on Chumo, raised her arm and said, Chumo, my sister said. I must defeat you. Do you dare to fight? Huh. Not long after Caulifla's voice fell, a dark shadow flew over from under the ring. Who do you think she's going to beat? The figure of number 18 slowly landed in front of Caulifla, looking at Kale with a bad look on his face. It's abominable, such a rude woman actually said she would teach her husband a lesson. I can't stand it anymore. Caulifla looked at number 18, but quickly lowered her head, the other's was bigger than hers. Had to say in a fighting way, who are you? We are fighting, not by my. If you want to fight, then I will accompany you, my husband disdains to fight you. Okay, since you are going to fight, before defeating Chumo, then defeat you first. Kair, go. As soon as Caulifla's voice fell, Kair punched directly at number 18. Shu Wong. Remember me, 5GXS. Chapter 124 The Good Guy Card, Frost. On number 18 feet's pretty face, a sneer appeared, and then he also punched, hitting Kale's fist. Together. Bang. A powerful airwave oscillated from the middle of number 18 and Kel, and moved towards all directions like ripples. Fangs spread out. The weaker Bulma and Chi-Chi, under the impact of this powerful airwave, kept retreating. Next. Those two players, it's not time to fight yet, please. Just after the battle with Kaylee on the 18th, a host holding a microphone carefully went over to persuade him. Road. The host is also quite discerning, and it can be seen that the strength of the two women is very strong, and they do not dare to get too close. However, as a reminder to this incompetent host, it seems that the 18th and Kair didn't hear it. The figure disappeared directly into the ring. In the next second, the reappearance was already in the sky, and the two women had a very fierce battle before the opening. Fight. Wow, I didn't expect the 18th to be so powerful. And this Saiyan named Kale is also very strong. The 6th universe is really strong. When Sun Wukong saw number 18 fighting with Kair, he looked very excited. Chumo, won't you stop it? It's alright, Leslie is not that weak, let her warm up with this Kai. Chumo said lightly. On the 18th, this was taking the opportunity to do some activity. She also wanted to fight with the people from the 6th universe, but Chumo didn't let her play now, so she simply moved ahead. It's also good to try the Saiyans from Universe 6. Really strong, the two of them. Vegeta exclaimed as she watched the fierce battle in the sky. Originally, he thought he had surpassed number 18 after he became Super Blue. Unexpectedly, this woman also rushed. Came up. When Sun Wukong looked at Ruo 18, he suddenly remembered something, and immediately asked Chumo. No, 18 is so good, why don't you recommend her to participate in this competition? Women don't have to participate in men's battles. Otherwise, what's the use of us men? Chumo said lightly, and then his eyes suddenly flashed a flash of inspiration. In his sight, a dark shadow suddenly appeared, rushing towards number 18 and Kair at an alarming speed. The location of the two. Sun Wukong and Vegeta were even more surprised, because even they only caught the shadow. Just a wire trail. In this way, the master of this shadow is much stronger than them. Later, Sun Wukong and others saw the true face of the shadow clearly. That shadow is none other than the angel Vados of the 6th universe. Of Vados, the two women, number 18 and Kair who were fighting, were also surprised. However, at this time, they couldn't stop, and the white fists slammed directly at each other. Poof! Poof! Just when number 18 and Kair's fists were about to slam together, Vados moved both hands. Combining the virtual and the real, it seems to be slow and fast, and the little white hands can easily grasp the fists of the two women number 18 and Kair directly. Living. This battle, stop here. The real battle will follow. Vados's tone is very flat, but it gives people a special feeling, which makes people unable to refuse. Feel. It seems to be a kind of suppression from the soul. No, 18 and Kair looked at each other, and both stopped their hands. Kair also exited the super pass state and returned to normal. As expected of Weiss, sister, so strong. Of Vados, Sun Wukong praised his face. Thank you, Mr. Wukong, for the compliment. Hearing Sun Wukong's praise, Vados said very politely. Chumo couldn't help comparing the power of Vados just now, and suddenly found that he was not at all at present Vados' opponent. It seems that Weiss is right, his sister is much better than him. Chumo was even more excited, he must continue to work hard and become stronger. Soon the arena was cleaned up, and 10 players from the two universes started the first simple written test session. In the anime, Majin Buu from Universe 7 was screened out, which made Beerus very upset. This time, he will not be so speechless, because Shueba Wufan is here, and Chumo's 1Q is not low, so the written test is natural. No problem. After the exam results came out, Vegeta took a look at Chumo's exam paper. Looking at his posture, it seems that he wants to suppress Chumo in terms of IQ. Although I can't beat you, I can always pass you in the exam. But when Vegeta saw that Chumo was scored 100 points on the test paper, the expression on his face suddenly seemed to eat shit. Just as ugly. Damn, do I even have to be crushed by his IQ? 50 points on Sun Wukong's test paper, he finally found a sense of balance in his heart. In this respect, Lao Su is still stronger than Kakarot. However, when he saw Frost in the 6th universe, Vegeta's eyes became sharp. He didn't believe there was a righteous side to this, Frieza, of the 6th universe, and saw Gabe. They all trusted Frost so much, and he was even more determined. One must teach this guy a good lesson. Ah, Chumo, you are so good, I didn't expect you to be so good in exams. Sun Wukong has a look of admiration. Not only is his strength extremely powerful, but he even scored full marks in the exam. Fortunately, with Gohan here, it seems that my genes are not too bad. Seeing Chumo's 100-point test paper, Sun Wukong scratched his head. Nuo's Zhao looked at Sun Wufan's test again. The volume, the top is also 100 points, suddenly overjoyed. Vegeta also looked at it. Indeed, Sun Gohan's test paper was 100 points, and he only had 70 points. Cut, it's not just the exam, so can my Trunks. Trunks, I'll take a look when I go back. Your final exam score, if not 100 points. Next year's pocket money is cancelled. Vegeta was dissatisfied, and his son must not be worse than Sun Wukong's son in the exam. Trunkston, who was looking excited in the audience, bowed his face and looked at Bulma with dismay. Bulma snickered and spread out her hands to indicate that she had no choice. How many points did you get in the test? that's your fault, what can I do about it? As a Saiyan and the heir to the universal capsule, Trunks naturally doesn't have to care about his achievements. Affection. Chapter 125 Genius Chumo. But Chumo looked contemptuous. Genius. I am naturally a genius. And these questions are too simple. Anyone who pulls out a random person in a previous life will memorize the 99 multiplication table. It's too simple. The threshold for this test is very low, just to screen out certain monsters. After a brief written test, it ended with all 10 contestants passing. Okay, the first written test session is over, then we will enter our 6th universe and the 7th universe tournament one by one. Seeing that the exam was over, the host, who looked a bit like an octopus, once again took courage and walked into the arena. Young, shouted in an impassioned tone. I have to say, this host still has 2 brushes. As soon as these words fell, Kaylin and others in the audience were all driven up. Everyone's eyes fell on the ring. It's finally going to start, so excited. Goku and the others must win. Don't worry, we have Chumo here, there must be no problem. Just as Krillin and the others were talking, the host had already started to read out the rules of the game. The rules of the competition are roughly the same as the number 1 martial arts 870 in the world. Surrender, lose. Those who fall into the ring, lose. Lose consciousness, lose. And cannot use other series of cheats such as weapons segment, etc. This match is a ring match. First, 2 players are randomly selected from the 6th universe and the 7th universe to fight on the ring, and the loser will be replaced. People keep playing. And so on, until one side has no one to play. The last player remaining on the ring will win the competition on behalf of his universe. After reading the rules of the game, the octopus host raised his head again and shouted loudly, now. I announce that the 6th universe and 7th universe tournament is now officially underway. Dwang, beside the ring rang. At this moment, the audience in the surrounding stands also felt a sense of ritual. Then, here are 2 contestants from Universe 6 and Universe 7. As soon as the host's voice fell, Chumo suddenly said, Vic, be careful, that guy will have tricks. Piccolo heard the words, stared at Frost for a while, and nodded earnestly, indicating that he understood. Originally, Sun Wukong planned to go up to fight first, but Chumo knew that if Sun Wukong went first. If so, it is very likely that Sun Wukong singled out all the opponents, and he can directly play the 5th game. Bang bang bang. Frost walked up to Piccolo step by step, the expression on his face very kind and sincere. It's an honor to be your opponent, please give me more advice. Gabe and others were moved by Frost's attitude and cheered him up. However, Piccolo, who had been reminded by Chumo long ago, would not be so easily fooled. The corner of his mouth raised, Piccolo was cold. Lang said, put away your hypocrisy, some things are imprinted in your bones, whether it is the 7th universe or the 6th universe, you are all villains. Hearing Piccolo's words, Frost was stunned for a while, but he recovered quickly and continued to smile. I think, have you misunderstood me, in fact? Stop talking nonsense, what kind of person are you? It has nothing to do with me at all. Let's start quickly, it's so long-winded. Piccolo's attitude was very cold, which immediately caused dissatisfaction among other players in Universe 6. It was mainly Gabe and the others, but Hit kept his eyes closed and did not speak. It seems that your 7th universe has a bad impression on me, but I will let you know, I am Frost. Definitely not the same person from your 7th universe. Frost still had a smile on his face, but behind the smile there was a flash of sternness. But Piccolo stopped talking, staring at Frost coldly, ready to act at any time. First game, start now. The host was completely in a state and shouted excitedly. Your Excellency, please enlighten me. Frost looked polite, which pleased Champa. Beps, your people are too rough. Look at my people, how polite. Like Pa a smug smile. Come on, let's talk about winning. Virus said disdainfully. He also heard Chumo's reminder just now, and knew that he would not say this for no reason. Talk. Now he's just waiting for Champa to be slapped in the face. Yeah. With a sharp roar, Piccolo flashed and attacked Frost directly. Frost slammed his feet into the ring and shot in the same direction. Bang. There was a loud noise, fists collided, and a powerful air wave exploded. But with a muffled sound, Piccolo grabbed Frost's fist tightly. What? You actually? Frost didn't expect the other party's reaction to be so fast, and then he blocked his own attack, and also. It's a very relaxed look. Humph. You're nothing more than that, is that all you have? Piccolo sneered, the gap between Frost and Frieza is too big, whether it is chi or speed. There is a world of difference. It made him still very interested in this guy. Damn, how dare you look down on me? Frost was furious, and a stern look flashed in his eyes. Then another punch hit, but not very fast, make Piccolo a little puzzled. But Piccolo grabbed Frost's fist again, very easily. Ha! Piccolo let out an exploding breath and kicked straight away, kicking hard on Frost's chest. Bang! Frost's body bounced back uncontrollably, faster and more violently than at the beginning. Boom! Frost slammed into the transparent barrier around the ring, and a mouthful of old blood spurted out. Then he fell heavily on the ring. There was a flash of killing intent in his eyes, but he quickly hid it. Looks like I'm going to become the ultimate form, you are really amazing. Frost sneered. But Piccolo is not Monkey King. He didn't give Frost a chance at all. The figure attacked again, and he didn't give Frost a chance. Frost's time to breathe. Shut up. Piccolo's attack speed was so fast that Frost couldn't do anything about it. Then suddenly his hands stretched forward, and one after another golden energy bombs blasted directly. Boom, boom, boom. On the ring, bursts of dazzling light suddenly rose, and smoke filled the air. Say. Chapter 126 _ Frost has some strength in the end, and under countless energy bombs, he successfully transformed into his final form. But this look is very similar to Frieza, which makes Pico very upset. As nasty as it is. To him back then on Namek. In an instant, the chi in his body erupted again. Oh hee, I really want to thank you for your oppression, otherwise I wouldn't be able to change into my final form. Frost, still very polite, walked towards Piccolo step by step. Originally, I didn't plan to use this form, because the power of this form is too strong, and I didn't do it either. If the law is completely under control, I am afraid of hurting people. Frost looked completely out of consideration for others, even if Chumo knew about his trick in advance, he couldn't help it. Applause for him, this is really the best actor. Chumo, this Frost isn't so bad. It's different from what you said. Sun Wukong was conquered by Frost's attitude, and he felt that Chumo had misunderstood. Che, how do you know he's not pretending? Vegeta still didn't believe it, he never had a good impression of Frieza. Chumo didn't speak. Facts speak louder than words. We'll find out later. For the victory of our sixth universe, I can only use this powerful force, if the shot is heavy. Hope you do not mind. Frost was still polite. Piccolo remained the same, a look of sub-alert. Frost didn't say anything more, his body moved, his speed was several times faster, and he directly punched Bikina. Side. Piccolo also punched past. Bang. The two fists collided, but Piccolo's body fell back. Frost seized the opportunity and immediately kicked towards Piccolo. Pop, a crisp sound, Piccolo's arm blocked Frost's heavy kick, but his right arm drooped. Go down, obviously has been kicked off. Piccolo was in great pain, gritted his teeth and endured it. He did not expect the strength and speed of Frost in this final form. It has increased so much. Uncle Piccolo. Son Gohan exclaimed, very worried. Beerus also had a heavy expression on his face. He didn't think he would just lose this first game. I'm so sorry, the power is too much to control. But I have to win this battle, sorry. Frost looked very proud and said hypocritically again. As soon as the voice fell, the figure flickered and attacked Piccolo again. It's not that easy to win. There was a sneer at the corner of Piccolo's mouth, and the pain in his face disappeared. A golden yellow energy bomb blasted directly past. But he was avoided by Frost and looked at Piccolo with a smug look on his face. Looks like Frost is going to lose. Vados said suddenly. How is it possible? Champa was stunned, just about to refute, but saw. Frost was overjoyed, but he didn't notice that the golden energy bomb flew past and would turn around. Then, with a ha sound, flew back directly. Boom. Frost did not expect such a situation, and was accurately bombarded in the back without being prepared. The huge impact slammed Frost's body directly to the edge of the ring. The speed was too fast, he could not come. And reaction. At this time, Piccolo's arms suddenly became longer, and he directly tied Frost into a big zongzi. Unable to move. Sorry, I'm going to win this game too. Piccolo said coldly, and then placed his two fingers directly between his eyebrows, magic cannon. With a low roar, Piccolo's fingers were surrounded by circles of golden arrogance. At this moment, all Piccolo's energy was concentrated on the tips of both fingers. This guy has done a good job, and he should be beaten like this. Beerus looked at the situation, turned around in an instant, very proud. He didn't expect that Piccolo's mind turned so much. Quick, good. Champa, it looks like you are going to lose. Bizon sneered at the opposite Champa, this is your master of the sixth universe. But that's all. Damn it. Vados, is this the expert you're looking for? Champa was so angry that his voice almost roared. The happier Beerus was, the more unhappy he was, and he hated seeing Beerus' smug smile the most. You can't blame me, he is very strong, but the opponent is stronger. Vados looked like, it's none of my business, which made Champa helpless. In the arena at this time, Piccolo finally completed the prelude to the gathering of energy of the magic light-killing cannon, and said with a sneer, Fro. Stir, you're lost, the magic bullet. As he said that, the powerful energy wave from his fingertips shot directly towards Frost at a very fast speed. But Frost showed a sneer at this time, and was not worried about his situation at all. I am not afraid of this powerful energy wave. Piccolo felt that something was wrong, and before he could think clearly, a sudden burst of severe dizziness struck. In an instant, Piccolo jumped up, his body completely lost control, and he fell down on the ring. Superior. Even the arm that bound Frost could not be retracted, and he fell limply to the ground. The powerful magic penetrating light-killing cannon rubbed Frost's body and slammed into the ring's barrier. Boom. The fireworks are in general, very beautiful. Nani, what's the situation? Beerus almost bit his tongue off, and the whole god was almost blinded. What's going on here? He opened his eyes wide and stared straight at Piccolo, clutching his ears frantically with both hands, very angry. What the hell is going on? Even Sun Wukong and Vegeta were stunned and unbelievable. In the situation just now, Frost definitely has no ability to counterattack. How did the situation turn around in the blink of an eye? Weird. It's so weird. They've known Bic for so long, and naturally they know that he can't have any hidden illness, let alone release water. Well, I only told Piccolo to watch out for Frost, not to tell him that this guy has poisonous needles in his hands. Chumo patted his head, he thought Bic could solve it directly. Unexpectedly, it was still planted. And although Champa didn't understand what was going on, it didn't stop him from getting mad. Haha, how's it going? No one knows who wins or loses until the last minute. Beerus, your seventh universe. Are they all soft-footed pigs? Haha. Elephant Paw voice made Beerus' face instantly look ugly. He was the same, and the last thing he wanted was to see Champa's proud face. Inch. Chapter 127 Spike. Hey, Chumo, what's going on? Beerus asked directly. Are you tired? Beerus, ask Wes yourself, I can't tell. Chumo kicked the ball to Wes. He should be able to see a little bit of the doorway. Weiss. Beerus looked at Wes. Lord Beerus, you know, we angels know nothing. Weiss smiled lightly, but didn't say anything. Come on, don't talk about it. Beerus was displeased, but there was nothing he could do about Wes. Can't beat it. Don't worry, we must win. Next, Vegeta. Chumo said lightly, a trace of killing intent flashed in his eyes. Sun Wukong looked unhappy, why not me first? Go away, Kakarot, you don't have a chance to go up. Watch. Vegeta looked excited, pushed Sun Wukong's body away, and jumped directly into the ring. Are you a Saiyan? Frost stared at Vegeta. Nonsense, I'm not happy to see you. Vegeta said nonsense without talking nonsense. Oh wait ha. Frost was deflated, and immediately shouted, his figure moved, and he immediately launched an attack on Vegeta. Seeing Frost rushing up, Vegeta's mouth suddenly evoked a confident smile. The next second, I saw him open his palm to Frost. What is he doing? Frost was taken aback. Just when Frost was thinking about what Vegeta wanted to do, he heard Vegeta suddenly burst out. Ah! Before Frost could approach, Vegeta's body erupted with a powerful momentum. This momentum, like a shock wave, directly bombarded Frost. Bang! Frost, who was hit by the shock wave, groaned, and his figure flew upside down towards the bottom of the ring. Go out. After Frost landed, the audience suddenly fell silent. Instant kill. Damn it, an absolute spike. From beginning to end, Vegeta never left the ground. With just his momentum, Frost was knocked out. After landing, Frost looked disgusted. Just lost like that. This guy Vegeta is so strong, just relying on his momentum, he eliminated Frost Junfei. Krillin said in amazement. Beerus laughed loudly. Ha ha ha, Champa, how's it going? See if you don't, this is our true strength. Hearing Beerus' laughter, Champa's face was contorted with anger. Don't be complacent, it's just 1-to-1 now. Besides, Frost just now was just the best on my side. Week 1. The final victory must belong to me. At that time, Super Dragon Ball and Earth will be mine. Champa said stubbornly. Beerus doesn't care, as long as he sees Elephant Pana's shriveled appearance, he is happy. But the more Beerus laughed, the more annoyed Champa felt. Hey, what is this? The host saw a silver needle falling out of Frost's body, and went to pick it up. But before he could stand up, a strong sense of dizziness struck suddenly. What's wrong with me? My head is so dizzy. The host couldn't stand up straight on both feet, staggered, and sat on the ground with his buttocks. In the end, everyone found out that Frost cheated just now to beat Piccolo, and also discovered Frost's hypocrisy. Face. This result made Champa's face even more dull, and directly destroyed Frost, erasing his traces in the world. Trace. Damn, it's rubbish. Champa said angrily. Among the contestants of the 6th universe, in addition to Hit, Gabe, Caulifla, and Kare are all three. He was staring at Vegeta with a wary expression on his face. Sister, this person is so strong. Cal normally, hiding behind Caulifla, stared at Vegeta and said timidly. Well, he is indeed very strong, and he defeated Frost with just his momentum. Caulifla said. Gabe, this time you go. Champa pointed at Gabe and said in a very impatient tone. Yes, Master Champa. Gabe nodded quickly and flew directly to the ring. Mr. Vegeta, please give me more advice. Gabe said to Vegeta with a respectful expression. You, not my opponent. Vegeta said coldly, but her tone softened a lot. Anyway, this Gabe looks a lot like me. The battle between Vegeta and Gabe was over soon. In just 10 minutes, Gabe was beaten by Vegeta in a super blue state. Tower defeated. Seeing that Gabe can actually become a Super Saiyan, Chumo couldn't help but wonder, in this anime, it's not. Shouldn't it be this time? How did they turn into Super Saiyans so soon? However, when he saw Vados with a smile on his face, he felt as if he understood. Vados is different from Weiss. This female angel looks more ghostly, so be careful. This time, Vegeta won Gabe's respect, because Vegeta told him what to do in the Super Tournament. After the Demohuman, he continued to transform into Super Saiyan Blue again. Master Vegeta, thank you, I will definitely keep working hard. Although he was defeated, Gabe was even happier. He did not expect that after the Super Saiyan, there would still be such a thing. A miraculous state. Humph, I don't want to be your teacher 047 father. Vegeta said proudly. Gabe ignored this, still respectful to Vegeta, and walked off the ring. And Champa's face had already turned blue, he didn't expect that he would lose again. Beerus naturally taunted again, making Champa very angry. He can only get angry at Gabe and others. Don't worry, I will help you get revenge. After Caulifla said something to Gabe, she flew directly into the ring. Sister, come on. Seeing Caulifla's back, Kale summoned his courage and shouted. Kale, don't worry, I won't lose before I fight against Chumo. Caulifla turned, looked at Kaylee and grinned. I also heard that you taught Gabe to transform into Super Saiyan Blue just now, although I didn't want to say anything to you. Thank you, but thank you in advance. Caulifla bows to Vegeta. Che, who cares about your thanks, let's talk about it if you have the ability to transform. Vegeta said disdainfully. He has a good impression of Gabe, but it doesn't mean that he has such a good opinion of Caulifla. Caulifla didn't talk anymore, she transformed into a Super Saiyan 2 state, and attacked Vegeta. Very fast. However, this alone is not enough. Vegeta easily avoided all the attacks of Caulifla thanks for visiting the 5G small, say, net. Remember me, 5G XS. Chapter 128 Super Blue Caulifla. Damn, is this guy so powerful? He can't even hit him. Super Saiyan 2 gritted her teeth and said fiercely. In this case, how could she challenge Chumo? But she just couldn't touch Vegeta's body. Cut, it's so boring. Come on down. Vegeta sees that although the opponent can transform into Super Saiyan 2, his strength is at most similar to his previous self. That's it. Not his current opponent at all, he simply kicked Caulifla directly in the chest. Bang. With a loud bang, Caulifla's body flew out in an instant, and she was about to fly directly out of the ring. However, Caulifla still has 2 more hits, and a Qigong wave is blasted directly at the back, and the reflection is used to return to the back. Arena. Damn it, I won't admit defeat like that. Caulifla grabbed the ground of the ring, and with her powerful fingers, she scratched out several traces in the ring. Sister, come on. Seeing that his sister almost flew out of the ring, Kare dared to cheer for her. Humph, stubborn, I will defeat you this time. Vegeta snorted coldly, her figure swayed again, appeared in front of Caulifla, and punched directly on the flat. On the airport. Bang. Caulifla forced herself to lift her body back to the ring on the edge of the ring. Bastard, do you have any morals? Hit me here specially. Caulifla was furious. Che, you princess typing, it's the same everywhere. Vegeta has a lot of experience and is naturally not interested in such an airport. Little did she know, this sentence made Caulifla even more angry. You bastard, absolutely inexcusable. How dare you make fun of her body, you must not let this guy go. Caulifla clenched her fists and roared. The light green pupils suddenly turned dark blue. Rustling. The golden arrogance also turned into 2 layers. From outside to inside it became sky blue and white. Surrounded by blue aura and star-like particles unique to the realm of the gods, water droplets flow from time to time in the arrogance. The flow of arrogance is much slower than the breath of the human and Super Saiyan state, and has a very slight of electric sparks. It turned into Super Saiyan Blue. I rely on. I rely on. I rely on for a long time tilde. Vegeta's heart was filled with 10,000 grassy horses galloping. Super Saiyan Blue so simple. Just kidding, when did this state become rotten? Are all Saiyans in the 6th universe so perverted? Although Gade can't transform into Super Saiyan Blue for the time being, but that's a matter of time. You must know that in order to transform into a Super Saiyan Blue, he has gone through a lot of hard training to achieve it. Is there any reason for this? Wow, Super Saiyan Blue, I didn't expect it, I didn't expect it. This Saiyan in Universe 6 really has. There is a strong sense of justice, and the foundation is very solid. Sun Wukong's face was excited, and he never thought about how terrifying it was. Seeing all this, Chumo was also stunned. Damn, this Super Saiyan Blue is the proud transformation of Sun Wukong and Vegeta, it will be rotten so soon. Street. This is not right. Asshole, now it's my turn to take care of you. Caulifla clenched her fists hard, looking like she wanted revenge. Che, self-righteous, you thought it would be amazing to be Super Saiyan Blue. You still have a lot to learn. Although Vegeta was shocked by Caulifla's potential, the arrogance on the other party's body flickered, and she knew it at a glance. Very unstable. It will definitely not last, and how much power can be exerted is still unknown, and there is nothing to worry about. Bastard. Then try it. Caulifla gave a swoosh, and her body disappeared in a flash, appearing in front of Vegeta almost instantly. Then there was a burst of machine gun-like onslaught, ho-ho-a high __. However, Vegeta looked very relaxed, with a confident smile on his face, but his feet were not slow, and he easily avoided. Eliminates all of Caulifla's attacks. Too slow, too slow. You simply can't control such power. Vegeta, with a face, this chick's speed and strength can't be compared to him at all, even if the same super level Saiyan Blue. What's the matter? I also turned into Super Saiyan Blue, why can't I hit this old guy? My speed and strength have increased by an unknown amount, damn it. Caulifla was puzzled and attacked faster. But he still couldn't help Vegeta, and he couldn't even touch the other party's figure. Damn, damn. Caulifla was kicked out again, and her chest hurt. This guy is so cruel to women. But Vegeta doesn't care about this. In his growth experience, both men and women must go all out. Otherwise, he was the one who died. Unbelievable. Vegeta's voice sounded, and it was a slap in the face of Caulifla. Bang. Caulifla's body flew out like a shooting star and slammed into the barrier. The moment she collided with the barrier, Caulifla fell unconscious and finally hit the ground directly. Sister. Caliph. Kale's figure jumped down directly from the steps and helped Caulifla up. Gabe looked at Vegeta with a complicated face, he didn't know what to say. HMPH, remember that we are rivals with you. Kindness to your opponents is cruelty to yourself. Vegeta snorted coldly, and Gabe hurriedly answered, yes, with a bow. Damn, you guy, you dare to hurt my sister, I want to beat you. Kale glared at Vegeta, the timidity in his eyes disappeared. Seeing that Gita has stabbed a hornet's nest now, it seems interesting. Chumo said suddenly. When Kale transformed into Chuan Chao just now, he was on par with number 18, and now Vegeta is no better than number 18. The number is almost the same. It looks like the two have a fight. No, it looks like Vegeta is in trouble now. Yamauchi's understanding of women is also very deep, and she immediately looks like she is watching a good show. I won't forgive you. Dare to hurt my sister, unforgivable. Kale jumped directly into the ring and stood opposite Vegeta. Okay, that's it, must defeat Vegeta. Champa shouted excitedly, and the 6th universe was defeated by Vegeta 3 times in a row, which made him very embarrassed. Weak chickens, he saw in Beerus last time were so powerful. Originally, he thought that the strength of the 7th universe was nothing more than that, but now it seems to be very strong. Network. Remember me. 5GXS. Chapter 129 Vegeta. I'm so dizzy. Okay, Game 5, Vegeta from Universe 7 vs. Kale from Universe 6. Start now. The host was very excited and quickly let the game begin. Ah, ha. Hearing the start of the game, Kale immediately shouted. The roar this time was more rough than the previous and number 18 feet s, and those who didn't know it thought it was the roar of a beast. Humph. It's just a Super Saiyan, what's so great? Seeing Kyre transformed into Xuanchao, Vegeta couldn't help but say coldly. This Kel seems to be a little different from before, not like Broly before. Sun Wukong suddenly said that he had seen Broly's super transfer state, and he felt that the current Kale had become very different. Chumo nodded. The previous Kyre's transformation and super transfer state was very similar to Broly, so his strength was not too strong. Powerful. But things are a little different now. This time Kel's transformation is very similar to new Broly, with a stronger momentum. It is exactly the same as Chumo's, and it can be continuously strengthened. Now her anger has completely surpassed Caulifla, and she is approaching Vegeta. Moreover, what is even more terrifying is that Kyre's chi is still rising. It's really not the same as before. No, 18 also frowned, and she was even more aware of the changes between the two. At this time, Champa, who was still very excited, also felt something different. Vados, what's the matter with her? Her anger is very special, very strange, and it's different from what I taught her before. Vados was also very puzzled, staring closely at Kyre's figure. It seems that I underestimated you. Vegeta was still contemptuous of Kale at first, but now he is serious. Because of this powerful momentum, it is no longer weaker than him. However, he walks like a god's path, while Kale is more like the power path that a pure Saiyan should take. Ah! Kale yelled, very sensitive to Vegeta's voice, and suddenly a strong green grass burst into the sky. Color arrogance. Wherever the arrogance went, violent explosions occurred, and even the ring became precarious. Seeing this arrogance, Vegeta suddenly turned to look at Chumo. Isn't this the same as that guy? This female Saiyan has a weird aura, like this guy. Beerus looked at Chumo and said. Not all, I'm in full control of it now. But she's different, I don't know her. What method was used to control this power at first, but once stimulated, like just now? She will get out of control. Chumo said lightly, I think it's your sister who figured it out, otherwise, with her mental strength. It was out of control from the beginning. Weiss looked at Vados on the opposite side for a while, smiled, and said, Chumo, you are right, it is indeed. Made by Vados, she knows that your strength is the same as Beerus-sama, if not, the 6th universe root. There is no chance of winning. Weiss has a headache, this sister is too treacherous. She is easily devoured by the energy of this violent house, and finally becomes a fighting machine that can only destroy. Until you die of exhaustion. Chumo said lightly, his eyes fixed on Kyre. He didn't expect that Kyre's anger had risen to such a level so quickly, and he was in the super tournament all of a sudden. The degree of subhuman blue. I'm afraid she's just like Broly, both super awesome. No, she's still a little bit different from Broly. Sample. Broly can continuously improve his strength in battle, and has a super learning ability and adaptability. Chumo quickly analyzed the difference between Kale and Broly, which should be related to their living environment. The environment in which Broly lives is too harsh, and his spirit is much stronger than that of Kel. Roar. Kyre kept roaring, his body swelled 2 or 3 times, and his black hair had completely turned grass green. The pupils also disappeared completely, and there was only a piece of white. The grass-green arrogance continued to skyrocket, and it shot straight into the sky in an instant, and even the connection AIAF world began to shake. Fall. Sun Wukong couldn't sit still, stood up, stared at Kyre, and clenched his fists. He remembered the time when he met Broly. At that time, he had no resistance at all. Now he met Broly. When he arrived at Kale, who was similar to Brawly, he was immediately excited. Hit, who was originally calm, also stood up, stared at Kale, and analyzed his encounter in his heart. What should Kel do? Card wipe. Like the crisp sound of glass, the barrier around the ring began to crack. Countless cracks appeared. Good. That's it. Elephant Handkerchief danced, madly happy for Kaylee's transformation. Vados squinted to look at Kale. She didn't expect Kale to grow to this point, it seems. Much of the lore about the legendary Super Saiyan is true. This is also the information she found through other means. You can't let you destroy the barrier like this. Vados smiled, the magic wand in his hand tapped the ground lightly, and the energy enchantment recovered in an instant. Soon, the ring became stronger under the blessing of Vados and Weiss. Kale has completely exploded, and he directly condensed an energy bomb several meters in size with both hands. Pick up the past. Cut, you mean it. Vegeta snorted coldly and slapped the energy bomb out. However, before he could be proud, Kaylee came to Vegeta and grabbed Vegeta with both hands. Shoulders. Nani? Vegeta was startled, and just as she was about to step back, she found that both her arms were caught. Kyle directly hit Vegeta's head. Bang. It must be painful. Chumo's head hurts when he sees it. Vegeta is really unlucky when he encounters such an unreasonable Kale. He must be dizzy. Sun Wukong is also, his face hurts. Vegeta is really miserable now, he just feels that his eyes are full of stars. So dizzy. Kale did nothing, grabbed one of Vegeta's legs and smashed it on the spot. Bang, bang, bang. The ring is full of human-shaped pits. 1. 2. Vegeta's dizziness continued, and he was very angry, but there was nothing he could do. Bang. After being thrown hundreds of times, Kale, who had lost his mind, slammed Vegeta and threw it away. In the end, Vegeta slammed into the barrier and slowly slid down. Are you going to lose? Krillin's face was tight. No way, Vegeta is so unlucky. Thanks for visiting 5G Xiao, say. Chapter 130 Super Blue Vegeta vs Chuan Chao Kale. However, Vegeta was lucky, when there was still 1 centimeter from the ground, wake up. With a sky dance, Vegeta flew straight up and shook her head vigorously, driving away the dizziness that had not completely dissipated. Scattered. Damn, I was careless, I almost lost. Vegeta paid more attention to Kale. Seeing Vegeta coming back, Kale roared, his body shot out, and his fist smashed again. Go. Vegeta was furious, come back. Followed by Vegeta 2, punched hard. Bang. A huge collision sounded, and Vegeta's figure flew out and collided with the barrier again. Damn guy, so powerful. Vegeta rubbed his right hand, and when he was hit by such a punch, he felt that his right arm lost consciousness. Kale became even more insane. After retreating a few dozen meters, the platform collapsed, his body shot straight up, and he came again. In front of Vegeta. Then he punched directly in the past. The current Vegeta is not in the dark blue state, and it is similar to the golden Frieza at present, so it is followed by the cloth. Raleigh almost beat Kale. Come on. Vegeta quickly covered her chest with her arms. But Kale's powerful force went straight through Vegeta's arms and smashed directly into his chest. PFF'd. Vegeta spit out a mouthful of blood, and her body turned into a crayfish-like bow. Then he slammed into the ring heavily, hitting a big pit directly. Husband. Dad. Bulma and Trunks shouted. This was the first time they had seen Vegeta beaten so badly. Sun Wukong also had a heavy face. He did not expect that Kai's strength had become so terrifying. But after a while, he was more excited, and he could finally fight with this type of people again. As for whether Vegeta loses or not, he doesn't care. Or, I wish Vegeta would lose quickly. Beerus is also frowning constantly. This Vegeta doesn't seem to be an opponent. But after seeing Chumo's calm face, Beerus was relieved again. Although this K'er is very strong, it is nothing to him. Chumo is not worse than himself, and it is not a problem. Unless he wants to release it to the sea. Damn. Vegeta got up and spit out a mouthful of yellow bile water. The lap just now cost him half of his life. Seeing Kaylee rushing over again, Vegeta roared, "It's not over yet, I'm the Saiyan Prince." How could it keep being beaten? Ah, ha. A powerful blue arrogance burst out from Vegeta's body, and a terrifying breath directly rushed towards Kale. All flew out. Zzz. The ring was marked with 2 deep marks by K'er's feet. Then Vegeta's figure disappeared in a flash, appeared directly in front of Kale, and punched him heavily. Hey! Kaylee grinned and threw a punch with his backhand. Boom! This strong collision caused the entire Wumingxing to vibrate, and the ground kept shaking. So scary. Krillin clenched his teeth, with an unbelievable expression. Such a powerful energy is too strong. Originally, they thought they were much closer to Vegeta in strength, but they didn't expect that the gap was actually even bigger. Yeah, this Super Saiyan Blue is so strong. Tianjin Fan gritted his teeth and said, very unwilling. I saw that on the ring. Vegeta and Kale shook back dozens of meters from each other, and the ring that Vados had just repaired was once again. 2 long scratches appeared. Oh, it's really violent. It was finally repaired, and there are 2 scratches, it can be seen. Unhappy. As a perfectionist Virgo, Vados feels uncomfortable. At this time, Vegeta's feet were deeply inserted under the ring, and her chi began to become a little disordered. Super Saiyan Blue's energy is very strong, but relatively, the consumption is also very large, and it cannot be changed repeatedly. Body, it will consume a lot of money. Looks like Vegeta is going to lose, he's too careless, and if he starts to give it his all, there's still a chance. As Vegeta's half-master, Whis naturally knew him very well. Good Kale, you must help me beat that guy hard. Caulifla woke up, and when she saw Kyle beating Vegeta, she screamed. So pissed off. She didn't expect that Kaylee had become so powerful. Perhaps, even that Chumo in the 7th universe is not K'er's opponent. Hearing Caulifla's voice, Kale became even more angry, and the arrogance on his body skyrocketed again. Fresh. Hu. K'er's body has risen to about 5 meters, like a little giant. Damn, I won't be defeated like this. Vegeta was furious, he was the proud Saiyan Prince. So he must not lose, he has to fight hard and defeat this hateful Super Saiyan. Bang, bang, bang. The fists of the 2 kept colliding together, and the arena was bumped by the powerful energy waves of the 2. Each arena appeared one after another. On the ring, golden light appeared one after another, and then disappeared. The figures of Vegeta and Kale appeared almost in the entire ring, but with each collision, Vegeta. The breath was cut one by one. It's so messed up, Vegeta actually chooses to face it so hard. Piccolo was speechless, Kale's power is so great, he should pay attention to avoid it, such a hard hit, no. Speed up energy consumption. This guy, because of what I said at the time, actually came straight to it, really drunk. Chumo knew at a glance that Vegeta chose to be tough because of the shortcomings he said a few days ago. And making changes. However, this is not Vegeta's character. Do not admit defeat. It's annoying at times, but it's also very nice at times. Ha! K'er became more and more brave the more he fought, and his combat power actually soared again, leaving Vegeta speechless for a while. Suddenly, a grass-green energy bomb condensed in K'er's hand, shooting at Vegeta less than 2 meters away. Past. Vegeta's figure hurried to the side for a few somersaults, and Kanken avoided it. But before he could stand still, Kale's figure came again, punching Vegeta's chest directly. Vegeta didn't have time to block her chest this time, she hit directly, screamed and shot backwards. Bang! In the end, Vegeta slammed into the barrier hard, causing the barrier formation to shake violently. No, the ground is below. Vegeta was startled, and hurriedly used the sky dance technique to fly. However, this time Kair did not give him a chance. A huge figure descended directly from the sky and stepped on Vegeta's back. Poof! Touching the ground, Vegeta loses. A thanks for visiting 5G Xiaonet. Remember me, 5GXS. Chapter 131 Super Blue Goku vs Chuan Chao. Damn. Vegeta bounced as soon as it touched the ground. Rules are rules, though, and he lost. Vegeta, let me come. Don't worry, I'll take revenge for you. The figure of Sun Wukong appeared directly on the ring, and looked at Kair with excitement. Although Kai lost consciousness, he subconsciously knew that he would return to the ring. Seeing that Sun Wukong also has blue hair, he immediately transferred his anger to Sun Wukong. Damn. Vegeta is very unwilling. If it wasn't for showing Gabe how to turn into Super Blue, he wouldn't waste it. Out of this gas. So much so that he was defeated by this Kair, but if it weren't for the rules, he might not have lost like this. Dad, be careful. Sun Wufan was shouting. Originally, he wanted to go up and use up some of the energy of this Kair. It's a pity that this fighting madman's father is already in a hurry. Kelp doesn't care who you are. Since you're here, lie down. The angry Kel figure disappeared in a flash, so fast that it was almost impossible to see. Sun Wukong's eyes narrowed, and it was really fast. Following Sun Wukong's body also began to disappear, faster. 08 Kel stepped out in one step, appeared in the corner of the ring, and kicked directly into the air. The next second, a scream sounded. Wow, it hurts. A figure appeared, but it was Sun Wukong who disappeared. Unexpectedly, Kair was able to find the figure of Sun Wukong and prepared for the attack in advance. Hey, this guy is here again. He can be attacked directly, but he still has to be handsome. Chumo's head hurts when he sees it. In the moment just now, Sun Wukong's speed is faster, he can completely reverse it. Kyle was injured. But because he had to do one more action and added that curiosity, he was directly injured by Kair. Cut, how many times I've said it, he still doesn't listen. Vegeta looked at him coldly. But Chumo couldn't help pouting, thinking, you are not the same. If you hadn't pretended to be forceful, tell Gabe what to do. Transform into Super Saiyan Blue, how can it consume energy, and finally be defeated? Sun Wukong clutched his waist with a painful expression on his face. Be serious, Sun Wukong. Beerus is in a hurry, this is the person he is optimistic about, and he can't just lose like this. Got it, Beerus-sama. Sun Wukong quickly replied loudly, come on. Kair. With Sun Wukong's seriousness, the blue arrogance outside his body skyrocketed, and his face became serious. The real battle begins. Ah! Kair roared, the figure shot directly, and the casserole-sized fist slammed directly. Not to be outdone, Sun Wukong slammed his fist out. The two fists collided, this is a real collision of strength, and their bodies directly bounced out. In an instant, countless terrifying cracks appeared in the arena, and half of the arena collapsed. Oh, what a hassle! Vados was speechless, and the ring he built was destroyed again. I had to use a magic wand to repair the ring again. However, Sun Wukong and Kair don't care about this, they are constantly bumping against each other, and powerful energy waves continue to explode. The enchantment was shaken uncontrollably. The two fought directly and violently for an hour, and gradually Kair's breath began to attenuate. After all, in the battle with Vegeta just now, her consumption was also very high, and now she is fighting against Sun Wukong, which consumes even more. Is violent. Shish. Sun Wukong's battle became more and more relaxed, and his figure kept flashing, dodging Kair's attacks. This guy has already begun to develop on the path of Zizai Jigong. Chumo was stunned for a moment, this Sun Wukong really has comprehension. Kair saw that Sun Wukong had no choice but to attack in a row, so he became even more furious. The terrifying energy bomb blasted out directly. Sun Wukong's eyes narrowed, and his figure immediately sped up, quickly dodging this series of powerful energy bombs. Hit. Good opportunity, here it is. When Sun Wukong saw Kair's series of energy bombs, his movements were incoherent, and he immediately knew that he had a chance. Sun Wukong rushed directly to Kair, but Kair was not slow, and it was a punch to the void somewhere. Bang! There was a loud noise, and the two fists collided fiercely. The entire nameless planet shook violently again, and cracks appear on solid enchantments. The energy intensity of the two has exceeded the enchantment that Vados just set up. I didn't expect them to be so strong. The energy they just generated actually exceeded 60% of my strength. Vados said softly, but Shangpa was stunned for a while. No way, these two guys have so much energy. After Sun Wukong and Kair collided with one punch, the huge anti-shock force shook the two back by dozens of meters. Good arena. Big enough. Otherwise, the two would fall directly into the ring. What a powerful force, almost comparable to Chumo. Sun Wukong rubbed his numb fists, compared Chumo's Super Saiyan state, and found that this cow was almost able to catch up. Come again. Although very strong, Sun Wukong became more and more excited the more he fought, and the figure rushed over again. Although Kair was unconscious, facing Sun Wukong's actions, he seemed to feel that he was being provoked. With a loud roar, he rushed up. Bang! 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 With the continuous collision of powerful energy, the ring that had just been repaired was split again, a bottomless crack. Seam appears. Damn it, they're trying to penetrate this planet. Chumo was speechless, such a powerful energy was indeed terrifying. Ah lai lai, it hurts, this guy's fist is too hard. Sun Wukong looked very painful, but the corners of his mouth raised, letting people know that he was very excited. Ah, ha. Sun Wukong roared and rushed over again, as if he was about to explode again. Buzz. The powerful shock energy was constantly impacting the enchantment, and finally it broke directly. However, this time Kair's body also flew backwards, but it was kicked by Sun Wukong. Kair, who flew out upside down, happened to hit the barrier that could no longer withstand any impact. Card wipe. The enchantment disappeared, and Kale flew out. Poof. With a light sound, Kaylee fainted directly, and Chuan Chao Saiyan state also retreated. In this competition, Sun Wukong of Universe 7 wins. Looking at Sun Wukong, who was still breathing heavily, the dedicated host announced the end of the battle for the first time. Fruit. Sun Wukong moved his numb arm. This fight was really enjoyable. Chapter 132 Hit's weird attack. Hit stepped out and suddenly came to the ring, looked at Sun Wukong coldly, and said, "You recover first. Come on, we'll start again later." He knew that Sun Wukong consumed a lot of chi when he dealt with Kair just now, and at this time Sun Wukong fought him again. Basically there is not much power left. Hit, known as the killer who kills directly, naturally disdains to do so. More importantly, he has a 100% certainty to defeat Sun Wukong, if it is the level just now. Okay, wait a few minutes for me. Sun Wukong's expression is very serious, and when he sees Hit's actions, he knows that the opponent's strength is very strong. Chumo, give me 3 fairy beans. Now the fairy beans are more abundant, and Sun Wukong is also welcome. And 1 fairy bean can only restore a small half of his chi, and without 3, he can't restore all of it. Chumo glanced at Sun Wukong angrily. This guy can recover in half an hour. Lazy. Alas, I blame myself for squeezing too many fairy beans. Shando can produce about 200 per year, and there is no Yaki Luobe to eat indiscriminately, and the harvest is very impressive. It is no wonder that Sun Wukong can be rich and powerful. What is this? After Shangpa saw that Sun Wukong had eaten a few beans, his breath recovered all of a sudden. Curious. Hey, you don't have this thing. This is the fairy bean, the best medicine to restore chi and injury, but only our 7th universe has it. Beerus looked smug, and he didn't know how there were so many good things on this earth. Not to mention the food, the particularity of this fairy bean made him, the god of destruction, very jealous. Wukong, you must win this match, understand? Beerus gritted his teeth and said, if Sun Wukong can win this game, then Chumo doesn't have to play. Also won. I tried my best, Beerus-sama. Well, come on, hit. Sun Wukong felt that his body's chi had completely recovered, and he clenched his fist, said confidently. Hit, you can't lose. If you lose, I will directly destroy you Tilda. Champa threatened, but Chumo didn't take it seriously. Is this elephant stupid? At the most critical time, it's okay to not encourage them, and to intimidate their own players. This is not good. It's to reduce his morale. What a fool. Unfortunately, Vados actually followed this guy. What a pity. This guy is also used to being the god of destruction, the deputy looks like he's on top. Sure enough, after hearing Champa's threats, Hit's face changed greatly, and the fierce momentum just now disappeared. Live. However, a minute later, Hyder looked directly at Sun Wukong, and his eyes became more determined. I'm here. Sun Wukong's eyes were condensed, and his body turned into a virtual shadow, which was an illusion formed by extremely fast speed. However, Hit was motionless, as if the Sun Wukong in front of him did not exist. Sun Wukong was stunned for a moment, the action he originally wanted to shoot stopped abruptly, his figure changed again, and he came to Hit's body. Back. This time, Sun Wukong didn't hesitate at all, and swept it hard. Bang. There was a loud noise, but it was Sun Wukong's figure reflecting out, as fast as an arrow from the string. Wow, it hurts, it hurts. Sun Wukong screamed while clutching his chest. Hit still didn't move, and looked at Sun Wukong coldly. What's going on here? Kaylin and others looked at it with a confused look. What is this operation? Why did Sun Wukong give up the first attack? And how did he get hit by Hit? Even Vegeta was dazed and didn't see himself in the scene. He still didn't understand how to respond. This is because there is no flaw in Hit's body, and Goku has no choice but to turn to Hit. Attack later. Chumo said lightly and turned into a commentator. And in the moment just now, Hit started 0.1 seconds before Goku's shot and kicked Goku flying. Go out. 0.1 second ahead. What's the situation? Vegeta was stunned and stared blankly at Hit. Is this his special ability? Or is he more experienced in combat? This should be his special ability, a bit like a super ability in terms of time. Weiss seemed to see Vegeta's doubts and explained it for him. Aren't you going to transform? Super Saiyan Blue. Seeing that Sun Wukong just turned into a Super Saiyan, Hit couldn't help asking. Sun Wukong said seriously, I will pay attention to maintaining my physical strength before I understand your ability. Then you have no chance. Hit said coldly. The voice fell, Hit's figure flashed directly, and in the blink of an eye, he appeared in front of Sun Wukong, directly facing the. Sun Wukong punched him in the neck. But Hit's punch was a little different. In the same way, his clenched fist is raised by his index finger, apparently with his index finger. Attack. So fast. Sun Wukong's eyes narrowed, and he hit Hit's figure with an elbow. But the next second. Bang. But it was Sun Wukong's body that was blasted out. Hit has focused his fist directly on Sun Wukong's forehead, knocking Sun Wukong out. Yeah, it hurts, it hurts. Hit seems to be a little light, but it makes Sun Wukong burst into tears and a strong dizziness. The feeling hit him, causing him great pain. Sun Wukong is lucky. As a killer, Hit always focuses on killing people, but this. You can't kill people in the second ring. Therefore, in order to control his strength, he did not even exert half of his strength. Alas. Hit looked at his fingers, then at Sun Wukong, and sighed. This guy is also very strong. Originally, he thought this would solve it, but he didn't expect this guy to resist. After kneading for a while, Sun Wukong was better. He admired that Hit did not continue to attack while others were in danger. Clothes. You're strong. I think if it weren't for the rules, I'd be dead just now. Sun Wukong fixedly looked at Hit, and then roared. The powerful aura in his body surged up, and instantly became in Super Saiyan Blue. Wang Jiaohao. He already knew the approximate strength of Hit, and it was time to go all out. Very good. Go on. Hit felt the momentum of Sun Wukong, and his eyes suddenly became sharp, and the next thing was the real battle. Then the body flashed away, very fast. However, this time Sun Wukong has been able to see the attack route of Hit clearly. Hey, I've seen it. The corner of Sun Wukong's mouth raised, and he hit a void with an elbow. P.S. Happy New Year, all book friends. Now things are getting more and more serious. I hope every book friend is healthy and healthy. I also believe that our country will get through this difficult time soon. At this time, it can be seen that the real development of a country is the power of science and technology. What kind of entertainment star is this? Will it be possible to help the country through the crisis? How much Xiao Shanru earns and how much is taken out to fight in? Angels in white on the front line pray. Hope you protect yourselves. Let's pray for the greater China together. Chapter 133 Breaking the Flash Time Skill. In the next second, the figure of Sun Wukong flew backwards. What's the situation? Didn't I just see why I missed him? What happened? When Sun Wukong was flying backwards, his face was puzzled. At the moment he just attacked, he didn't touch Hit in front of him. What was the situation? Hit continued to attack, with a simple movement, and then, as all could see, another punch hit Sun Wukong directly. Ah! After Sun Wukong was hit by Hit, the figure flew out in another direction, screaming in pain. A sound. However, Sun Wukong did not faint, and at a critical moment, he urgently protected his head. In this way, the main power of Hit's Sheshigong has been avoided. Otherwise, Hit's two strikes just now have. He beat. Bang. Bang. Hit keeps attacking Sun Wukong, but Sun Wukong has rich fighting experience. Although he has been beaten all the time, he still hides. Deadly attack. Come again. After being attacked by Shite Shanshigong, Sun Wukong seems to have got some clues about Shite Shishigong. Then, he attacked Hit again. Sun Wukong feels very strange. He can clearly see Hit's movements, but it is in the moment of attack. Then, Hit's whole person seemed to disappear suddenly. In other words, the other party is no longer in the same space as him. Hey, Wes, what's up with that guy? Beerus suddenly asked. He didn't meet Hit, and he didn't know what happened to the other party. That's a special ability. He freezes the future 0.1 seconds into space. Hit can be frozen in. The knots come and go freely in the space, while others are at rest. That, Weiss explained, is the hallmark of Hit's Shem. Rare. Freeze time. This is a very special ability. Is there a way to crack it? Beerus frowned. This special ability is not what he is good at, and he has never encountered it. Kaylin and others were even more inexplicable. They saw Wukong was easily beaten and flew out, and they were still confused. Now even more hated. They could see every move of Hit, but Sun Wukong was hit so easily, making them. It feels strange. It shouldn't be. Then you quickly remind that guy Sun Wukong, or he will be defeated. Beerus was very upset. Whis didn't even tell Sun Wukong, so he wanted to watch him lose. That's not good. Our angels won't intervene in this kind of thing. Moreover, if I use Hit's ability, tell Sun Wukong, this is cheating. That game doesn't make sense anymore, it's also for him. It is a practice. Whis wasn't threatened by Beerus, and he didn't feel anxious at all. Chumo glanced at Weiss and admired the guy's ability to open his eyes and talk nonsense. Saying that angels don't interfere in these things is bad. Saiyans in Universe 6 knew how to transform into Super Saiyans in advance, or it was Vados in Universe 6 who told him. There. And in the anime, this guy Weiss intervenes a lot, but he doesn't directly intervene. As for the nonsense that the angels would die, he wouldn't believe it, at most he would not believe them. Only profit. The rules of the universe have some constraints on their angel family, otherwise, the angel family can dominate. Beerus. Hit, come on, gotta beat this guy. Champa was very excited and shouted loudly. There is hope for this game. On the ring, Sun Wukong slowly stood up, then wiped the blood on the corner of his mouth, staring at Hit. The other party has no flaws, what's going on? Hey, Hit disappeared again and suddenly appeared in front of Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong was shocked. He just wanted to move, but he didn't expect the opponent to move a step faster and was directly punched by Hit. In the brow area. Bang! Sun Wukong's body flew out again, like a cannonball. Hit decided to look at Sun Wukong with a smile on the corner of his mouth. This time it should be fine. Yeah, it hurts. Sun Wukong rubbed his forehead and shouted. Hit was stunned for a moment. What kind of person is this, to be so resistant? He had already raised his strength to 70% just now, but he still didn't let Sun Wukong faint. Yeah, it hurts a lot, but I seem to understand something. Sun Wukong stood up holding his head with a smile on the corner of his mouth. Hit's attack is very strange, and every time it suddenly disappears at the moment of the attack. No, it should be said that the speed suddenly became different in an instant, and suddenly disappeared from his premonition. That's why Sun Wukong feels that Hit's attack has disappeared, making him unable to guard against it. And Hit always likes to attack the vital parts. As long as he can react 0.1 seconds in advance, he should be able to break the opponent's attack. I'm surprised by you. I didn't expect you to stand up. I have to say, you Saiyans are really good. Not the same. Hit seems to appreciate Sun Wukong's tenacity. He has attacked him several times, but he still looks fine. It's really hard to understand. However, there was a hint of impatience in his eyes. There are still 2 players in the 7th universe. He is on Sun Wukong. Too much time wasted. I'll deal with you next time. A cold glow flashed in Hit's eyes. The voice fell, and Hit's body flashed directly, appearing directly on the left side of Sun Wukong, facing his son. Punch out the acupoint. The speed is too fast to be seen. Humph. It won't let you out this time, there. The corner of Sun Wukong's mouth twitched, and he slammed a punch directly to the right side of his body. Bang! With a loud bang, I saw Hit's figure suddenly appear in the void, and then it was pinpointed by Sun Wukong's fist. Hit, and flew out heavily. Hit's face was even more confused. How is this possible? This guy, Sun Wukong, knew the flaws of Flash Time Gong so quickly. It's impossible, right? At this time, Hit was helpless in his heart, and his unique trick was broken so quickly. Hey, I finally hit you. Sun Wukong's face showed a proud look. After hitting Hit with a punch, he slammed it with force, and hit Hiter flying out. Then started a frantic attack. Hit was unable to fight back for a while, and could only keep flying back, seemingly very passive. However, the mad Sun Wukong is not so easy to stop, and Hit is occasionally beaten by Sun Wukong's punches. Hit the head. Chapter 134 0.2 second flash time. How is that possible? Hit was actually shot. Elephant Paw suddenly became mad and couldn't believe his eyes. The guy with the exploding head is so powerful that he didn't even look at it when he was on planet Beerus. This guy. Could it be that Kakarot has already cracked Hit's flash? Flash time. Vegeta, face was blank, and he was still thinking about how to break Hit's flash power. It's incredible that Kakarot has already done it before he can figure it out. I don't think he has cracked Hit's flash power, he just figured out Hit's attack method. Chumo said lightly. Then Kakarot was gambling just now. Vegeta was in a cold sweat. I think that's what happened. Otherwise he wouldn't have stayed still, waiting for Hit to attack. He only needs to calculate Hit's movements after 0.1 seconds, and that's it. Chumo admires Sun Wukong's boldness. His observation is very keen, and his behavior is also very bold. However, the reason why Sun Wukong was able to block Hit's attack was also related to Hit's single attack. Hit has the bug of flashing power. He will become dependent unconsciously when fighting, and he can attack directly. No other means will be wasted. Although Hit's attack is much faster, it seems to be single, up. Great, this way, Sun Wukong will win. Sun Wukong, work harder and kill him directly. Birkins shouted, so relieved. Since Goku has figured out Hit's attack route, can he defeat him? Krillin asked with a look of joy. It's not that simple. I think, as long as Hit changes his attack style, Goku will have a hard time dealing with it. After all, Piccolo was in charge of wisdom, and immediately thought of Hit's strength. Also, do you think that Hit's flash time is only 0.1 seconds? Chumo also asked a question. That is, Hit's flash power can also grow. In the anime, Hit will grow flash power to 0.5 seconds. It's amazing. It won't be so perverted, isn't Goku very dangerous? Hearing the words of Bick and Chumo, the expressions of Kaylin and others turned bad. After resisting for a while, Hyder beat Sun Wukong's attack back, and his face recovered. He also wanted to understand, just now Sun Wukong didn't directly crack his flash time skill, but used his attack. It's just a habit to fight back. You were just lucky just now, it won't be so easy now. Hit said coldly, his figure disappeared again and again, reappeared, and under the continuous flashing, people couldn't tell the difference. Clear the truth. Finally, the figure suddenly appeared behind Monkey King and punched the back of Monkey King's head directly. However, at the time of the blast, Hit's body disappeared again. It's useless, Hit, I've seen through you. The corner of Sun Wukong's mouth raised, and his right hand stretched out like lightning. Pop! The fists collided with a crisp sound. And Hit's figure also appeared in front of Sun Wukong, but his fist was directly grabbed by Sun Wukong. Nani, did he really crack the flash time? It's impossible. It was a coincidence once. Is it a coincidence twice? Hit wouldn't believe that the second time was a coincidence. How could there be such a coincidence? While Hit was still thinking, Sun Wukong moved again, grabbed Hit's fist, and then, with force, he pulled Hitler over and slammed his knees into his abdomen. Bang! Hit, wow, spit out a mouthful of yellow bile water, and his lower abdomen was extremely painful. However, Sun Wukong did not end so quickly, and hit with an elbow in the back. Bang! With another sound, Hit was directly knocked to the ground. Damn! Hit wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, and just as he was about to stand up, he was kicked in the chest by Sun Wukong, his body straightened. Pick up and fly out. Zizizi. Hit was in a hurry, and quickly inserted his feet into the ground, with two long traces hanging. Hey, Hit, you lost. Sun Wukong smiled and jumped out with his body, directly following the figure of Hit. Looking at Hit, Sun Wukong hung up his sword, getting ready for the last time. Then, Sun Wukong strikes down, but found myself hitting the air. After image. I was shocked, how could it be possible? When did Hit escape? He had obviously blocked all directions of Hit. Flowers. 0.1 second flash time in advance, and it was absolutely impossible to escape. But, still. Sun Wukong feels bad. You are indeed very powerful, but that's the end of it. This game, I won. Hit's voice sounded coldly from behind Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong was shocked, and before he could react, he was kicked out. Huh. Sun Wukong's body flew dozens of meters away, and slid across the arena. However, Saiyans have thick skin in the end, and even so, Sun Wukong didn't break his skin, which is really good. What happened just now? Beerus looked confused and looked at Whis' location. Wasn't Hit about to be kicked out of the ring just now? How did the situation turn around? It's Hit's flash time. He seems to have increased the time to 0.2 seconds. Whis said lightly. I just said, it's not that simple. His flash time is more than 0.1 seconds. Chumo also responded. In the anime, Hit has finally been improved to 0.5 seconds, and the power has greatly increased. I think, 0.2 seconds is not his limit, it should be higher. Chumo's words were astonishing again, and the expressions of Keelan and the others changed greatly. 0.1 seconds of flash time is so powerful. If it is 0.5 seconds, the strength is probably more than 10 times stronger. Then Wukong has no chance. Krillin asked Beerus's heart, and Vegeta was eager to know the answer. I'm afraid it will be difficult. And if it weren't for the rules of the ring, I'm afraid Goku would have been killed long ago. Chumo said with a smile. The Monkey King in the anime finally performed 20 times the World King Fist. Although he could beat Hit, he knew that it can also kill him easily, so in the end Sun Wukong conceded defeat. At this point, Sun Wukong has the style of martial arts, and Chumo admires it a little. What about you? If Goku loses, can you beat Hit by 0.5 seconds? Beerus asked suddenly. Or he is also asking himself if he can escape Hit's shadow without destroying the energy and the power of the gods. Kill. Factory, thank you for visiting 5G Small. Chapter 135 Super Blue plus 20 times the World King Fist. If this is a superpower, then it basically has no effect on the gods, and if it is really right, it is basically useless. What problem? Chumo said lightly. Beerus slapped his head. How could he forget such a simple truth? But, I'm afraid this is not a superpower. Chumo said another sentence, and suddenly Beerus rolled his eyes. Nima, are you kidding me? Sun Wukong spat out a mouthful of blood, then stared at Hit's figure. Sure enough, it seems that I underestimate you. I didn't expect that your ability can continue to extend the time. So, you'd better admit defeat. You can't win against me. Hit said coldly. I have one last move, see if you can stop it, hee. Sun Wukong's eyes became firm, 20 times the World King Fist. I haven't used it for a long time. Ah, ha. Sun Wukong began to condense his chi, his violent aura suddenly soared, and a crimson arrogance burst out. Instantly spread over the outer layer of Super Saiyan's blue arrogance, it looks extremely terrifying. Kaiwang Fist. Vegeta couldn't sit still and stood up. Unpleasant memories rose up. He remembered the situation when he came to Earth. He was the 08 son. Goku's Kaiwang Fist defeated. Kakarot, you must not lose. Vegeta shouted in her heart. With the loud roar of Sun Wukong, the crimson arrogance broke through the barrier under Vados again. At this time, the muscles of Sun Wukong's whole body swelled up several times, and he looked like a little giant. However, Sun Wukong's face was a little grim, and he gritted his teeth, obviously under great pressure. 20x Kaiwang Fist is no joke, especially in the case of Super Saiyan Blue. When he was in the Super Tournament, Sun Wukong tried to fight Chumo with the King's Fist. At that time, fortunately there was Shondo, otherwise the consequences are very serious. Now what he is trying is 20 times the king of the world. If it weren't for the particularity of the Super Blue state, Sun Wukong would not dare to do so. Directly transform 20 times. At this moment, Sun Wukong felt that every inch of his body was about to crack. All explode. Nani, what is this? It's so powerful. Bizin's face is stunned. Now Sun Wukong's breath is almost catching up when he got on him. He couldn't help but wonder why Sun Wukong didn't use it in the first place. Beerus, are you afraid? Chumo joked. Cut, who's afraid? Beerus was stunned for a moment, and suddenly became angry, like. This guy, Sun Wukong, actually said that this World King Fist was prepared for himself. Really Nima hateful, fortunately now I can see it in advance. These guys are really not cute. They want to get down on him, the god of destruction, all day long. It seems that your energy is very powerful, beyond imagination. Hit has been staring at the figure of Sun Wukong, his eyes showing a complex emotion. But he was still determined, he would not do the evil thing that interrupts the transformation of others. Even if he wants to fight, he has to defeat his opponents above board. After a few minutes, Sun Wukong's roar stopped, and he finally succeeded in integrating the 20x Kai Wangquan into the Super Saiyan Blue state. Finally made it, thank you. Hit. Sun Wukong smiled at Hit, now he can completely deal with Hit with 0.2 seconds of flash. What a tough opponent. It seems that I can't be careless. Hit's expression became serious, and the energy on Sun Wukong was too powerful. But he felt that Sun Wukong must not be the opponent of his own 0.2 second flash time skill. Quick fight, I must defeat that guy. Hit glanced at Sun Wukong, looking very confident. Whoa. As soon as Hit was about to move, he saw the figure of Sun Wukong disappeared. Quick. A thought appeared in Hit's mind, and before he could finish thinking, he was kicked out by Sun Wukong. Bang. The Monkey King with red and blue flames moved faster than Hitler imagined. Hit couldn't react in time, and was directly punched in the chest by Sun Wukong and shot back. Why is he so fast? Hit's body slammed into the barrier, causing a violent shaking of the barrier. It's a hassle, I have to use my power to repair the ring again. Vados couldn't help shaking his head behind Shangpa, he really worked hard. Then the magic wand clicked, and the enchantment shone with a ray of light, and it suddenly stabilized. Hit got up and clutched his chest. The punch just now made him almost breathless. How is it? Are you satisfied with this speed? Sun Wukong laughed. However, the severe pain that came from his body from time to time made him endure it. What is this? Look at me. Seeing this, Hit immediately started to attack again. But, he is fast. Sun Wukong is faster. Almost in an instant, as soon as Hit moved, the figure of Sun Wukong came to hide her. Bang! Sun Wukong directly punched Hit's chin, and instantly hit his cool handsome face, a strong twist song. Hit was directly beaten into the air, and then slammed into the ring. Give it up, Hit. Now the gap between us is too big, I specially prepared this for Beerus 020 and Chumo. Sun Wukong smiled proudly. Wukong, _ Clinton was overjoyed. So, come on, the Earth of the 7th universe will be alright. Wukong is reliable and did not disappoint their old buddies. No, Goku is going to lose. Chumo said suddenly, but it made Kaylin and others speechless for a while. 20 seconds. Sun Wukong can only last for 20 seconds. Chumo can also use Jawang Fist himself, how can he not know this kind of huge pressure? Sun Wukong's physical fitness. Not as good as him, insisting on 20 seconds is the limit. The gap between you and me is really big now. Hit suddenly showed a smile, he didn't expect that Sun Wukong could force himself to such an extent. It seems that he has to break through again, otherwise, he really can't win. At this moment, Sun Wukong suddenly blasted an energy ball over. The terrifying energy ball made Hitu's face change greatly, and then he quickly made a move. Condensation time. A low voice came out of Hit's mouth. At the same time, Sun Wukong's movements suddenly stopped. Nani? Why can't my body move? Sun Wukong was shocked, is this superpower? You controlled his movements. Thanks for visiting the 5G Shao. Chapter 136 inches Sun Wukong's enemy. Goku, what happened? Seeing that Sun Wukong had another accident, Kaylin and others were suddenly surprised, and their shock was definitely no less than that of Sun Wukong. Myself. Condensation time. It seems that Goku was locked in the purgatory of time by Hit. Chumo looked at Sun Wukong with a serious expression. He didn't expect that Hit would actually use Jillian behind him. All the tricks were used. Even Jiren's power beyond the God of Destruction level was controlled by Hit's time for a while, and even more so. Not to mention the current Sun Wukong. Even if he used 20 times the Kai King Fist, he was not necessarily a match for Beerus, the God of Destruction. The sixth universe is also very pleasantly surprised. I didn't expect that there will be a village in the dark and bright. Well, now the situation has reversed. Hit, quickly defeat Sun Wukong. Don't waste your time. Shangpa looked excited. Monkey King, you are very powerful, but for the sake of the sixth universe, I must win this game. Hit's icy voice sounded, and then he swept his foot towards Sun Wukong's chest. Bang! Sun Wukong flew out like a cannonball, without any resistance. PFF'd. In the end, there was no miracle, and Sun Wukong fell directly on the ground outside the ring. This game was won by Universe 6. The host bravely returned to the field at this time, and loudly announced that Hit had won the game. Ah, what a pity. I lost so easily, so unwilling. Sun Wukong has an unwilling expression on his face. He still has more than 10 seconds, and he has not fully played the 20 times World King. The full power of the punch. No way, otherwise, I can't beat you in that state just now. The face of the 10,000-year-old iceberg suddenly smiled. Hey, come again next time, I must fight with you with real strength. Sun Wukong said firmly, but he was handsome for only 3 seconds. After returning to normal, a burst of intense pain struck. It made him feel as if his body was torn apart. No problem, next time, I'll give you a decent fight, Tilda. Hit also said with a serious face, as a positive killer, using special abilities to deal with others, It wasn't his intention. After this match, he wanted to fight with his true strength. Because God is immune to superpowers. Hit doesn't want to let his life be threatened by God anymore, so he can only improve his strength. He hated the way that Fauna was so high up before. Chumo, bring some fairy beans. Sun Wukong grinned and said to Chumo. Chumo was not polite, and immediately took out a few fairy beans and flew towards Sun Wukong. Originally, Chumo thought that Sun Wukong ate the fairy beans himself, but what he didn't expect was that Sun Wukong directly took the 3. A fairy bean was thrown to Hit, and then he ate the rest of the fairy bean. Seeing Sun Wukong doing this, Chumo's brows twitched. Even Kaylin wanted to complain, but when they thought that Sun Wukong's personality was like this, they just laughed. He scolded, "This guy Wukong is still like this. It used to be like this when I was at the #1 martial arts club in the world and when I was at BIC. The same is true when fighting Sharu. Now seeing that Sun Wukong is such a capitalist, again, they are all used to it. What is this fairy bean you eat? Why give it to me?" Hit looked puzzled. This opponent is really interesting. You need to recover your stamina now, the next opponent, you have to be careful. As soon as Sun Wukong said these words, Beerustin on the high platform was furious. This idiot, why do such idiots do things? Beerus was so angry that he wanted to hit someone. With Hit's current state, it must be no problem to enter the next opponent. But Sun Wukong insisted on doing this to help Hit recover from his injuries and physical strength. Shangpa was overjoyed. Seeing that Hit had eaten the fairy beans and all recovered, he immediately laughed out loud. Get up, Sun Wukong, right, this guy, I like him very much. Hearing Shangpa's words, Beerus had no choice but to tickle his teeth. Chumo, what are you talking about? Isn't this normal? If he doesn't do this, he won't be called Sun Wukong. Although Chumo is speechless, at this time, he is not easy to demolish. That doesn't mean that his teammates have no brains. Moreover, as a martial Taoist, there is nothing wrong with doing this. After seeing the recovery of Hit's injury, Sun Wukong walked off the ring and said to Chumo, I don't think you will. Mind you, you also want to meet Hit in his best form. After listening to Sun Wukong's words, Chumo couldn't help but throw a blank eye at him. Nima, you have done everything, and you asked me if I would mind. However, a fair fight is what makes fighting fun. Next game, a player from Universe 7, Piccolo. The host started the announcement of the next ring match. I give up. Piccolo said simply. I give up too. I'm about the same as Kakarot, he can't win, and I can't win either. Vegeta also had a stern look on his face, with no thought of ending. I can't beat it either. Dad, I can't do it, and I can't do it. Son Gohan also abstained, but under Beerus' eyes, he said more and more quietly. The anger in Beerus' heart, your sister, this is the time to fight, not to be courteous. Don't these guys really like fighting? How come this time, but one by one politely rise up? Chumo looked at Beerus sympathetically and patted him on the shoulder. These guys don't even understand what the face of the god of destruction is. If you lose, will Beerus still have a face? There is also him, although he is strong, they are a team anyway, so the strongest opponent is left behind. Give him. Is this really good? Hit looked bewildered, and looked at the seat on the stage in the 7th universe with great surprise. He knew the strength of the other party. Strong. And that Vegeta's strength is not much weaker than that of Sun Wukong, hit the road and feel it himself. Even if he can win, in the end he doesn't have much power. Unexpectedly, the other three actually abstained directly. Is this an approval for him? It turned out that the spirit of martial arts is like this, and he likes this feeling very much. Hit smiled. He was very grateful for the spirit of his opponent. This kind of battle was more interesting. Master, he is indeed a proud man. Gabe looked at Vegeta's figure with respect, and this was his worthy master. Network. Remember me. 5GXS. Chapter 137 Rubbing on Hit. Chumo, you won't abstain too, will you? Beerus looked pitiful. He was afraid that Chumo would also abstain, and it would be over. No, just wait and laugh at that fat man. Chumo smiled faintly, jumped slightly, came to the ring, and looked at Hit's figure. Looks like it needs to be strengthened a bit this time. Watching Chumo go up, Vados felt that it was necessary to strengthen the strength of the arena. Under the repair of Vados, the original damaged ring was restored in an instant. When Vados left the ring, only Chumo and Hit were left in the huge ring. The host immediately raised the microphone in his hand and announced loudly, the last chapter of the 6th and 7th universes. The ring match is now officially on. With the host's order, the huge gongs and drums beside the ring were banged. Dwang! At the same time as the sound of gongs and drums, Chumo and Hit immediately started fighting. Chumo directly transformed into the state of the Super Saiyan God, the red hair on his head is very bright. But Hit was nervous because he couldn't feel Chu's 643 feet's silent breath. He's a god too. Hit was startled, this feeling was only felt on Destroyer Idol Paw. Hit clenched his fists and immediately opened a stance, ready to attack at any time. Chumo smiled faintly, and then his body suddenly disappeared. It completely disappeared from everyone's eyes, as if it had never appeared. But Hit looks like he is facing an enemy. His body has been facing Chumo's previous position, but his eyes are not. He kept moving left and right, as if he wanted to find out Chumo's position quickly. Why can't you see? Chumo's body suddenly appeared on Hit's side and kicked it. Hit was shocked, and just wanted to raise his hand to protect himself, but his body flew out directly. So fast. Chumo's speed was 20 times faster than Sun Wukong's Zhuang fist just now, and Hit couldn't perceive Chu at all. Silent breath and figure. As soon as Chumo appeared, he disappeared again. When Sun Wukong and others saw Chumo, his figure had already come to Shishi. Behind Tay. He raised his fist and punched Hit directly. Flash time. Hit could only use dodge time to evade this attack. Outside the court, both Sun Wukong and Vegeta stared at Chumo to see how he would deal with it. But it turned out to be a pity. With a bang, Hit's body was directly knocked out again, like a flying shot. The shells are average. Useless. What's going on? Hit was shocked, and he didn't care about the physical injury. The first thing he thought of was that the flash time kung fu actually failed. This was the first time he had met someone who directly cracked the flash time skill, and he was so powerful. What's going on here? Hit's flash time work actually failed. Sun Wukong's face was dazed. Just now, he was almost abused by Shan Shigong. So simple. As if, point is useless. Fashion power is also a kind of superpower in the final analysis, and it is difficult for gods to play a role in superpower. There are several ways to crack Hit's superpowers. The state of God is one of them, but unfortunately their super blue form is still a little short, and Hit's flash power is not all superpowers, so Wukong will be restrained by Hit. Whis suddenly explained, and also solved some doubts for Vegeta and Sun Wukong. Then other ways to crack the flash time power. Vegeta asked. I can't say this, you can understand it for yourself. Ignoring Vegetana's urgent expression, Chumo's body reappeared in Hit's strong, grabbed Hit's head, and went straight to the hammer. Into the ground, AIAF. Bang. Swipe. With the sound of friction, Hit felt that his head was smoking, and a hot feeling hit. It hurts. What a pain. But let Hit struggle, Chumo's palm still grabbed his head fiercely, and kept rubbing the arena slippery. It stopped after more than 10 meters. Chumo finally let go of Hit's head, and then looked at Hyder with a smile, this time, enough for him. Chumo actually likes this move very much. It is the unique trick of Yashinan in the previous anime King of Fighters, specializing in scratching his head. Smash the ground. Very cool. Hit shook his head and stood up, his eyes fixed on Chumo. Although it was just a blow, he knew that if there is no stronger resistance move, then he will lose, and he will not be able to support it for long. You are very strong. You are by far the strongest opponent I have ever met. Hit spoke slowly, and then a huge purple arrogance suddenly rose up from his body and shot into the sky. In the stands, Bulma and others were so forced that they could barely stand. This is my strongest state. I hope you won't be disappointed. Chumo looked at Hit's state and smiled slightly. In full energy state, this Hit should be quite strong. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang, bang. On the arena, two light groups, red and purple, were constantly colliding around the arena. Every time there is a collision, there will be a violent crash in the air, accompanied by powerful airwaves that shake the sky. Land. As expected of the strongest in the 7th universe, he is on a par with Lord Hit. On the spectator steps, after Gabe and the others saw the fierce battle between Hit and Chumo, the Super Psy God, in the sky. A look of amazement. Equally. Vegeta, who folded her arms across her chest, turned her head to stare at Gabe after hearing Gabe's words. Gabe looked at Vegeta, and although he didn't speak, the expression on his face seemed to say, don't. Are they comparable? Vegeta made a cut, then turned her eyes to Chumo, and said with a look of disdain, that guy Chumo. With all his strength, when he fought with me and Kakarot, his strength was far above this. Ah, you haven't used your full strength yet. Hearing Master Vegeta's words, Gabe's face became even more surprised. Sun Wukong also scratched his head, and said with a serious face, it's true, Chumo now only uses half the strength, he can also carry out a deeper transformation. After listening to the words of Sun Wukong and Vegeta, Caulifla and the others on the side were also moved. He has already suppressed the full energy hit before he exerts his full strength. How powerful is Chumo's strength? Far. Caulifla stared at the red figure of Chumo in the sky, and the shock in her eyes can be imagined. Say. Chapter 138 Hit's Despair. Hit is already their strongest, but he is still beaten like this. Could it be that he has lost this time? As soon as Sun Wukong's voice fell, Chumo's speed suddenly became faster again, and he punched Hit directly. Past. So fast. At this moment, Hit's face changed suddenly. Although he saw Chumo's attack, his body couldn't keep up with Chumo's movements. The next second, Chumo's fist bombarded Hit's face, and the huge force made Hit's face glow. A drastic change occurred. And Hit was like a meteor falling to the ground, smashing directly on the arena below. Boom! The moment Hit landed, a violent explosion sounded directly in the arena. The incomparably sturdy arena immediately took Hit as the center, and countless cracks like spider webs appeared. It's really frustrating, the arena has been ruined by these guys again. Vados was very dissatisfied. Compared with the battle between Hit and Chumo, she cared more about the perfection of the arena. But Champa was different. Seeing Hit being knocked out again by Chumo, the expression on his face instantly collapsed. Down. On the arena, countless rock debris splashed in all directions. And under Hit, there was a huge depression, with the depression as the center, and it was like a spider. Cobweb-like cracks spread across most of the arena. It's amazing, Chumo doesn't seem to be under any pressure at all, Hit is so pitiful. Kaylin was overjoyed when he saw that Chumo easily knocked Hit into the air. In this way, Chumo is definitely fine. This, Piccolo shook his head and said, not necessarily. Hearing Piccolo's words, Keelan and Sun Wuhan looked at Piccolo. Pic went on to say, you didn't pay attention, when that fellow Hit fought Goku, he became stronger and stronger. If Chumo didn't get rid of him quickly, the outcome of this battle would be hard to predict. Yes, Hit has the ability to grow purely. He can keep getting stronger in battle. When Hit was fighting Sun Wukong just now, at the beginning, he was also the super blue Sun Wukong who was 20 times the king of the world. Suppress. But with the continuous growth of Hit, Hitter slowly caught up with some super blue monkey kings. What Bic is worried about now is that Hit can continue to become stronger through battles, and then catch up with Chumo. What Bic doesn't know is that Hit's pure growth ability is only when the gap with his opponent is not very big. It will be more obvious. But in the face of the absolute strength gap, Hit's pure growth ability will appear very powerless. Just like facing Jiren at the Power Conference, even if Hit has pure growth ability, but for Jiren to come. That said, it wasn't much of a hassle. Just as Piccolo was speaking, in the sky, Chumo once again launched an attack on Hit, who had fallen into the ring. Seeing Chumo descending from the sky, Hiter's expression changed greatly. However, at the moment when Chumo's fist was about to hit Hit, Chumo's fist actually came from Hit's. The body penetrated the past. Then he slammed directly into the ring. Boom. The arena, which was already full of scars, was instantly knocked out by Chumo's punch. Flash space. Chumo didn't pay attention to the collapse of the arena, and after seeing himself passing through Hit's body, his eyes couldn't help but look wide. Bright. This flash time space and flash time power are somewhat different, or this flash time space is played from the super power flash time power. Special means. Therefore, even in the face of the attack of the true god, it can play a certain role. Just as Chumo stood up, a large number of Hit figures suddenly appeared on the ring. This is. Looking at these hitters floating in the sky, Chumo's expression moved slightly. Monkey King, Vegeta and the others sitting on the viewing platform looked at the densely packed Hit, also with expressions on their faces. Surprise. Phantom. Staring at the dozens of Hits, Vegeta frowned and said something. No, it's not an illusion, it should be his clone. Sun Wukong said seriously. If it's just a simple illusion, for those who have the ability to sense chi, it's completely useless. Use. But now Sun Wukong senses chi from these Hits. That is to say, these Hits are not mere illusions, but aura clones condensed with chi. So that's the case, these are all avatars of chi. Fresh flowers _ Chumo also noticed this problem. And he knows even more that none of these clones is the main body at all. Hit's body must be hidden in the flash time space, waiting for him to reveal his flaws, and then waiting for the opportunity. In fact, Chumo can completely wait for Hit to come out of the flash time space before starting. After all, the flash time space is extremely consuming energy. Hit won't stay in it for too long. But Chumo doesn't have that idle heart, he has to take the initiative. I saw that Chumo's finger was a little in the air, and then the red energy beams shot out directly from the finger. In an instant, several Hit clones in front of him were directly penetrated by the red energy beam. Death beam. Then Chumo waved his arm, and the red energy beam swept out like a long laser sword. In an instant, a large number of Hit clones disappeared. This freezes Death beam. Sun Wukong and Vegeta saw the red lightsaber in Chumo's hand, and both of them looked at each other. Nice job, Chumo, that's it. Beerus shouted, looking excited. Just when Chumo blasted all Hit's clones away, Hit's body suddenly jumped out of the void. Come out. Invisible gas bomb. When Hit was still a few feet away from Chumo, he directly punched out. The next second, an air bomb that was invisible to the naked eye blasted directly at Chumo. Although invisible gas bombs, invisible to the naked eye. But unfortunately, Chumo has the ability to perceive chi. With the ability to sense gas, this gas bomb has nothing to hide. Chumo sneered, and with a wave of his arm, a hand knife smashed the invisible gas bomb into the air. Hey! The sound of cutting through the air sounded, and Hit sees that his invisible gas bomb was broken so easily. Untie. A look of surprise appeared on his cold face. If it goes on like this, I'm afraid my energy will be exhausted and I won't be able to defeat him. Hit frowned, it seemed that he could only fight for the last time. If that can't hurt the other party, then he can only give up. Spoon. Chapter 139 Time Reversal vs. Flash Time Space. Ha! Hit roared loudly and punched Chumo directly. Good come. Chumo followed with a punch. Bang! With a loud noise, Hit's body was directly knocked out by Chumo, and then flew heavily towards the ring. Outside. Fortunately, Hit held on fiercely, and just stabilized his body on the edge of the ring. It's good, but this punch is only half my strength. How many times do you think it can be blocked? Chumo said lightly. Condensation time. Suddenly Hit made a sound, which immediately caught the attention of Sun Wukong. Just now he was defeated by this. Above. In an instant, Chumo's body seemed to be still, and in front of him, an icicle like an icicle appeared. Same thing. At this moment, Chumo felt like he was in another different dimension, so he couldn't help but feel a little more about this ability. Be curious. You really are a little different when you are condensed. It's not purely superpower, but it can also play a certain role in gods. Use. Really strong. Chumo said with a smile, however, it's a pity, it doesn't work for me. If you use this to deal with that fat man, you have at least a half chance of success. But oh ain't evil, who are you calling that fat man? Shangpa next to him cried out in anger. Chumo made fun of him 3 or 4 times, which was really unforgivable. Who's fat, who's talking? Chumo smiled lightly, ignoring Shangpa's yelling. Anyway, sooner or later he will fight Shangpa. Well, I'm a little different from superpowers, you try it out. Hit is not very confident because Chumo's performance is too strong. Good. Even Jiren can get rid of the shackles of Ningxi, can't he himself? Ah, ha. Chumo roared, a powerful golden energy burst out from the body, and instantly even Chumo's hair changed. Became black. Super Saiyan 4 status. He gave up the Super Saigon form and simply used Super 4 to deal with Hit. Super 4 full energy, can boost energy stronger. Ah, ha. Chumo continued to improve his combat power, and the golden arrogance continued to rise into the sky. Card wipe. A clear voice sounded, and the time prison created by Hit Ningxi was directly destroyed by Chumo's terrifying Super Saiyan 4 energy is shattered. It's now. Hit has no doubt that Chumo can shatter his own time prison. So in an instant, Hit's figure disappeared. Seeing Ruoxite's figure disappear, Chumo smiled faintly. Time reversal. In an instant, Hit's figure returned to the same place, as if nothing had happened. Those present, except for Beerus, Whis, Vados and Elephant Paw, the time of everyone else was reversed. Went back. But this should be the two brothers and sisters of Vados shot, otherwise, even Beerus and Champa will destroy. God, too, will be affected. Suddenly Chumo kicked Hit's chest directly. Bang! Hit's figure shot straight back, as fast as lightning. His face remained the same, a steadfast god who was preparing for the final blow. Affection. Hit's body was thrown high, and then fell heavily on the ring. Poof. And then quickly stood up with a complicated look on his face. He has tried his best, really tried his best. But helplessly, the opponent's strength is much stronger than him. In front of Chumo, he was like a child facing a peerless master, and he was powerless to fight back. And the other party should be merciful, otherwise he would have been defeated long ago. Although he will be cleared if he loses, Hit has no regrets, at least he fought. I abstain. Just when Chumo was about to continue to attack Hit, Hit raised his hand. The sound is not loud, but everyone can hear it clearly. When Champa heard this sentence, he immediately got up from his seat in anger, and confronted him in a threatening tone. Hitter asked, Hit, do you know what you're talking about? If you abstain from voting, do you know what the consequences will be? Of course I do, but even if I continue to fight Chumo, the probability of defeating him is still 0. Hit ignored the threat and looked directly at Champa with a flat tone. After that, Hit ignored Champa's angry eyes and jumped off the ring. His flash time space and invisible gas bombs, these trump cards have no effect on Chumo at all. But Chumo can easily hurt him. How big is the difference in strength between them? Hider is naturally very clear. Chu. He knew even more that if Chumo had the heart, he could have been knocked out with one punch. The 6th Universe's player Hit conceded, and this game was finally won by the 7th Universe's Chumo. The host was not afraid to offend Champa, and announced the results at the first time. When Kling and the others heard it, they were overjoyed and applauded continuously. Finally won. Beerus shouted even more, not at all demeanor of a god of destruction. Haha, Champa, you can see it. This time I won the 7th Universe, you give up. And Super Dragon Ball, it's mine too. Beerus is very happy, not only won the game, but more importantly, he can dazzle in front of Champa again. Brilliant. Chumo looked at by 907 Ruth and then at Champa. He suddenly understood Champa extremes. With such a brother, it's hard not to think that the brain is congested. Beerus, don't get carried away, you just won. Elephant Paw gritted his teeth and said, it's good to lose to anyone, but he can't lose to Beerus. But Beerus doesn't care, now is the time to sneer. It's all you bunch of useless things, I'm so disappointed. Champa had no choice but to get angry with Hit and the others, and looked at Hit, Gabe and others coldly. As for Frost, he had already killed him. The god of destruction is indeed a kind of thing, and it is necessary to eliminate murder at every turn. Cosmic Cube, I don't want it anymore. Lord Vados, send me out of here. Hit frowned when he looked at the angry-looking destruction idol Papa. The reason why he came to participate in the battle with the 7th Universe is just for the Universe Cube that Vados said. That's it. Leave, you think too much, lose the game and make me so embarrassed. Today, I'm going to destroy you. This group of useless trash. Champa is worthy of being a villain. He has no heart at all. The palm of the hand instantly condensed a powerful destructive energy bomb. I wouldn't be killed so easily. Hit gritted his teeth and prepared to resist. Chapter 140 Hard Bar Destroying Idol Papa. Hit felt that if he wanted to leave, Champa couldn't help him, unless Vados shot himself. Califra, Gabe, and Kai also clenched their fists, they wouldn't sit still like this. You still want to resist? A bunch of rubbish. If you want to live after losing, how can there be such a good thing? I want you to. All destroyed. Like Pazuawe is used to being a blessing, in the face of these people who dare to resist him, naturally he will not be soft, his eyes show. The killing intent that came out seemed to have frozen. Hit, Caliph. Sun Wukong couldn't help frowning. He didn't expect that Shangpa and Beerus, as brothers, had such different personalities. How big? Vegeta is also nervous. In contrast, he thinks Beerus is still very cute, not like him at all. As ruthless and capricious as Pa. Hey, Monkey King, Vegeta, it's none of your business now, don't mind your own business. This is their first. Even I have no right to interfere in the affairs of the 6 universes. Don't worry about it anymore, you are doing very well today. Well, go back and I will reward you well. Beerus said indifferently from the side, this matter is nothing to him at all. The work of the god of destruction is to destroy low-level planets. In these hundreds of millions of years, he has no idea how much he has destroyed. There are few planets and life, in their view, has no meaning at all. Chumo's eyes narrowed, and the high-level attitude of the god of destruction was really unpleasant. Anyway, if he wanted to fight, he felt that it would be better for him to take the lead. When Beerus saw Chumo's expression, he knew it was not good. He just wanted to stop it, but his body suddenly stopped. Can move. Time pause. Chumo directly used the power of time and space for Beerus. Although there was only a short 1-second pause, it was enough. With a flash of his body, he came directly to the front of Hit and the others, directly facing the destruction idol Papa, his eyes staring coldly. Looking at the elephant, he said, it seems that we still have an unfinished battle, you won't forget it. Moreover, I hate your attitude, I want to punch you tilde. Chum. Hit clenched his fists, looking very moved. Even the 3 of Kale and Caulifla were very moved, it was great. How dare you challenge the majesty of God? Shangpa stared at Chumo coldly, the divine power on his body continued to radiate, and he approached him, as if to suppress Chumo. Collapse. But, Chumo is not afraid of him, directly based on Super Saiyan 4, become a superhero. The boundless momentum soared into the sky, and the red-gold arrogance radiated out like a starry sky. Destruction with the elephant. Gods and gods collided, and there was a sound of, zzz. Chumo's arrogance is comparable to that of the god of destruction. The nameless planet exploded directly, and the starry sky began to explode. Shocked. Weiss quickly brought Bulma and others into the cosmic cube for protection, but they did not live in the universe. Ability to survive. Vados also installed Gabe and others, leaving only Chumo and Shangpa to face off under the stars. The strong momentum continued to skyrocket, causing the space zone of the 7th and 6th universes to shake. Come on, look precarious. Wes, let's seal them in together, or this space will be destroyed. Vados frowned and said that this space is the only coexistence zone for 2 universes. So ruined, later. It's very troublesome. Thinking of this, Vados couldn't help but look at Chumo a few more times. This guy is quite powerful, and he actually cultivated himself. To this extent, no wonder the original Bizons lost. Weiss didn't want this place to be destroyed, and immediately agreed with Vados' suggestion. The 2 brothers and sisters joined forces to seal the empty space. During the time, Chumo and Shangpa were locked in the center, which was hundreds of kilometers in size. There is also a ring for them to solve by themselves. A lot of times, fists are the best way to solve a problem. Although the god of destruction claims to be the strongest in every universe, in my eyes it's not necessarily the case. You think you are the protagonist. If so, then I'll make you a supporting role today. I want everyone to know that the god of destruction has no angels to help, that's all. Chumo said coldly, Beerus and the rat-like god of destruction are the strongest among all gods of destruction. But his strength is no weaker than Beerus, and it is not a problem to be at the bottom of Shangpa. It just so happened that he could tell everyone that the god of destruction was nothing special. You think it's great to beat Hit? Or, do you think I'm the idiot of Beerus? Shangpa looked at Chumo coldly. Hey, who are you calling an idiot? Beerus quit. Nima, I used to let you be okay. Do you really think you have a fight with me? Just you, how dare you say Beerus is an idiot? You're not even as good as one of his hands. Since you want to be beaten, I will fulfill you whatever I say. Let you see, I really have the strength to beat you to death. Chumo smiled contemptuously. As long as Vados doesn't take action, he now has absolute confidence to destroy this fat man. Just kill it. Beerus-sama, why don't you go up and persuade me? Weiss said with a smile, then took out a few cups of noodles and started eating for a while. I'm too lazy to say, hello, make me 2 cup noodles. I want seafood and lo mein. Beerus didn't want to do anything. I want Laotin sauerkraut. Sun Wukong said unceremoniously. I want to cook chicken in a fragrant pot too. Vegeta said. And me. Others joined in one after another, making Hit and his party look confused. What was this all about? Hey, your younger brother is not called Nuo Hao Hao, and you don't give me anything good. Vados, seeing Whis taking out the cup noodles, her beautiful eyes lit up for a while, and immediately brought Hit and a few people into Whis' room. In the cosmic cube. Wow, it smells so good. Gabe was drooling. Well, it's really fragrant, it must be delicious. Kare almost couldn't help rushing over, she had never smelled such delicious food. Caulifla was also intoxicated and drooling. Hit looked straight at the cup noodles in Sun Wukong's hand, licked his lips, and his cold look was still there. There are half points. Even Shangpa couldn't help but glance over there. Wasn't that the most delicious noodles I had last time? I'll show you today, the god of destruction is definitely not something you Saiyans can provoke. Shangpa also wanted to eat noodles very much, and immediately condensed a destructive energy bomb and blasted it.